Night Owl, a show that we do twice a week where we talk about all the latest in pop culture news, TV and movie reviews, gaming news, and just general conversations of the day. Those who don't know me, I'm Price of Reason, and with me as always is my co-host Professor R2. How's it going, Professor?
Oh, it's going all right. Oh, dang it. I have a tab open. Where, go away.
I'm going to
Yeah.
silence my phone. That was me.
No. I had a tab open and the stream started playing, and I've done that a few times.
That happens
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm doing all right. I had some fun earlier today hanging out over on Trev Retro's stream talking about Commando from 1985. Great, just ridiculous, over the top action movie. That was a lot of fun hanging out with him. Otherwise, little wiped out. Been up since real early this morning, so it'll probably be a little loopy tonight, but that's all right. Sometimes that leads to a little bit of extra fun. So glad to be here with
Definitely.
you, Bryce.
I can say a bunch of nonsense and you won't be able to,
Say,
you won't
huh?
even notice.
What? What did he say?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. As long as you're kind of here, I think people will be happy.
I'm here. It's great to see everybody out there hanging out in the chat. Good to see you all here.
So yeah, it seems like an interesting day, sort of. I wouldn't say that there were like a million things happening, but were some things happening, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff going on. There's that Trump flipping auto workers the bird.
What did they actually want? The thing is that at this point, like, it doesn't even surprise me. Like, there's nothing shocking. Oh, I mean, what could he do now that would shock me? So what? So like, this is already anticipated. I guess I would be surprised if you didn't give him the bird. But I'm just wondering, what were they yelling at him? What do they want?
So I think they said something about yelling at him, calling him, and saying that he was protecting PDF files.
Ah.
And yeah, or covering for PDF files, something of that nature. And so he turned and flipped him off. Apparently, this guy, whoever the guy was that was yelling at him, has been suspended from that Ford plant at this point. But yeah, just one of those things where it's just like you get that snap reaction from Donald, just being like,
It's also
what?
kind of,
Screw you.
it, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but what I'll say is it's kind of, I will say this. How do I explain this? I think that guy was stupid, and I'll tell you why. Forget about what you think, or if you like Trump, you don't like him, whatever it is. He's still the president. He came to this factory. He's doing something that's probably beneficial to you. You know what I mean? Him being there is not a bad thing for workers there. You doing that is not helpful. Even if you like, let's say you care about the people that work for you, you're not doing anything good for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's be also honest. Trump is the type of guy, he'll remember now that factory. That's the factory where people, you know, yell at him or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't do that. I think it's not
not a good
smart.
look. It's not a good look for the company. It's not a good look for his supervisors or anyone else. Like, it's not that this guy is coming out and yelling stuff at the president, accusing him of
It's not a good look.
whatever.
The thing is that it's one thing if Trump was walking on the street and somebody yelled at him. That's a different thing. But when you're representing a company and at that company the president has arrived, anything you do reflects on the company. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's a factory. If, let's say, for example, we owned a restaurant, okay? And we have like servers and waitresses, and I don't know what happens at a restaurant because what do I know? But like, you know what I'm saying? There's like busboys and servers and people doing stuff. And he walks in there and he's eating, and one of the people that works there starts like yelling at him and like talking negatively to him. That is really bad for your business. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant or a factory or whatever it is. People pay you money. That's your employment. You work and you're getting a salary. And I'm going to tell you something else. If I was, let's say they fired this guy, let's say this factory, they fired him, and he goes and he works somewhere else, he wants to apply. If I'm the guy that's running the other factory and this guy like comes with his resume and says, hey, I'd really love to work here. You know what I tell him?
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way. I'm not
Yeah.
hiring you.
No, I can't trust you.
I can't trust you. The president comes and you start yelling at him. You're not going to work in my company. And
Mhm.
that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's the same way I also felt about. I know that I'm going in a completely different direction here. I felt the same way about like Colin Kaepernick or whatever his name is. It's like you're getting millions and millions of dollars. There's a corporation that's paying you this money, and you doing all this stuff is basically ruining their relationships with sponsors, and they're losing a ton of money because of you. Don't be surprised that nobody wants you. You know what I mean? People are like, we can't believe it. They still haven't hired him. I would never hire this guy. I mean, it's not even a matter of politics. It's a matter of like, no matter what, whatever you tell me now, if I own a restaurant again and Colin Kaepernick walks in, he says, hey, I'd love to be like your host. I'm not hiring him.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the same thing. I'll give
He-
you another example.
he's a liability,
Right, and I'll give you
right?
another example that's going to shock people. This is going to be a shocking one, and I think this is going to ruffle some more feathers. Ray Fisher wouldn't hire him either. You know why
Yeah.
I wouldn't hire Ray Fisher? Ray Fisher, he said the behind the scenes people weren't nice to him. They did bad things and whatever. He talked about it, and Warner Brothers came and said, you know what? Listen, we're going to offer you a deal here. Here's a contract. Sign it. You're going to get millions of dollars. We'll put you in a movie. We'll do all this stuff with you. We want to work with you. Let's make things right. So what does he do? He goes to the press and says, "Do you know that the vice president called me and wanted to make things right? How dare he?" And I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. Like, that is first of all, keep in mind that most people don't have the luxury of being an actor that somebody is going to offer them millions of dollars with some contract. That's like a luxury that nobody can even afford. And he kept going on Twitter and he's like, I'm doing accountability over entertainment. No, you're doing like asshole idiot over entertainment. You're just being stupid. And
Hmm.
even if he like had a case, even if let's say they did something wrong, what do you think? All these people are assholes anyways. They offered you a deal. It was their way of saying sorry. They're like, here's a ton of money. Here, sign this contract. We'll give you a movie. You can't get better than that. You know what I mean? It doesn't get better than that. What did you think? They would go out and the vice president would say, I'm so stupid and Ray Fisher is so great and I'm so dumb. You thought that was going to happen in Hollywood?
Hmm.
Do you get what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So back to this guy who was yelling at Trump. Professor's like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean. Like I've gone all over the place. Like I went from the factory guy to Kaepernick to Ray Fisher. I don't know how I went in all these different directions, but I think people understand what I'm trying to say. That generally speaking, I don't care. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or whatever you are. There's a company that hired you. You're a representative of the company. You do not do that. And if you do that, you're also jeopardizing, in some cases, other people's employment. If let's say you did that at a restaurant, if we hired Colin Kaepernick and he started like, any person that walks in, he starts yelling at them about social justice, and then people don't want to come to our restaurant anymore. Well, all the other people that are working at this restaurant, they're also not going to get paid.
Hmm.
So just wanted to throw that out there.
Yep. It's yeah.
Anyhow, let's look at that thing
Yeah.
if I can find the flipping thing, if I can find it.
Yeah. Uh, Trump flipping the bird.
Trump.
It was at the Ford factory. I'm looking for it as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, well, you're looking for that. Well, yeah, there's plenty of other stuff happening out there in the world. There's everything that's happening over in Iran. We're getting scant details, right? Because they've cut the internet there. It sounds like they're actively searching for people who are using some of the Starlink systems that have been deployed there, and they're using GPS jammers to disable them because if without the GPS jammers, they can't lock onto the satellites and they're so yeah. There's all kinds of stuff happening. They're just trying to push out as much information as they can. But yeah, it's really scant amounts of anything that are coming out of there. So. Wishing everyone there well. Sounds like the protests continue. It sounds like the regime has continued to fight back and get even more violent. And yeah, it's It's interesting. There's a lot of armchair quarterbacks saying, this will be a huge revolution. This won't be. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. It's wild.
Yep. It's all very strange. But before we jump in, I think I have the video here. First of all, Jonathan Conroy says my supervisor told me 3 golden rules. They are: don't talk politics, don't talk sports, don't bleep other employees. Uh,
Yeah,
I think I understand what that bleep
yeah.
is. He
The
went more in
no
depth, but I
no
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Th-
No banging your coworkers. I think we can say it
I
that way.
mean, to
That's
be
a good rule.
to be honest, 20, 30, 40 years ago, I think that a lot of people, there wasn't all this stuff online. There were a lot more like office romances. It was a different world. I think that maybe the way the world changed, maybe in some cases it helped. It helped. It's a healthier situation that you don't have that. At the same time, I think that in some cases, maybe it didn't do something good. A lot of times in offices back in the day, there was more camaraderie. There was people going out drinking at bars together. It was a different atmosphere. Today, everybody keeps it very professional, and nobody wants to do anything like that. Everybody's like, on their way.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, generally speaking, I think that your supervisor told you some decent things there.
Some good rules to live by, yeah.
Good rules to live by, yes.
Or to work by, I suppose.
Let's look at this video of Trump flipping somebody off. I can't really hear what he's yelling to him. Could you tell what he said?
Uh I saw somewhere somebody said that there's reporters on the scene actually.
Was it something about the
Um,
files?
yes.
I mean, personally, I think that Trump doesn't need to do that, but I think that
Yeah.
whoever did said that to him is stupid. Trump probably shouldn't respond that way, but at this point, guess Trump just doesn't care.
Uh Ford employee yelled PDF file protector at him during a plant visit.
It's so stupid. This is just stupid
Yeah.
behavior. I would say the same thing. I'm going to tell you something. Even if it was Biden that came to their company, I still wouldn't suggest that you start yelling at him because you have to also take into consideration the damage you're doing to this company, to your fellow employees. It's very selfish. It's not
Mhm.
gonna get anywhere anyways. It's not gonna do anything. It's just you being a dick. So it's not gonna help anybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Again, he's on his own as a citizen. He sees him somewhere like Trump is eating like a hot dog somewhere and you want to yell at him. I think, that's up to you. But when you're part of a company and you're a representative of that company, this is just stupid. It's really, really dumb. That's
Yeah,
just my
they're also claiming that he said "f you" when he was pointing at the employee that was yelling at him, that was heckling him. He said "f you" and then flipped him off. So
did Trump tell him to F you or the employee
that's what I'm
told him?
saying. He said he pointed at the guy that yelled at him and said "f you" and then flipped him off. Yeah.
Again, I don't think it was very smart, but people do stupid things, and I think this was kind of stupid.
And of course, everyone on CNN and MSN now and whatever losing their mind over, the president flipped someone who was saying nasty things about him, the bird. They're totally okay with the governor of Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis and those completely disobeying the federal government and risking arrest and prosecution for insurrection. They're totally okay with all of that. They're totally okay with all of these crazies throwing frozen water bottles at federal agents. And that's all totally cool. But the president flipped someone the bird because he was being an asshole. Like, oh yeah, into the world.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of hypocrisy. I'll show you in a second some hypocrisy, but let me I'm just trying to do something for a second. Uh, edit preview. Okay. Save preview. Tell a joke, Professor. I'll be right with you.
Well, rather than tell a joke, I'm gonna go say hi to some of our friends there in the chat. I see Mary White hanging out with us here as usual. We appreciate all your work, Mary, and all your support. CC Karaoke, The Real Head Case, Caleb Levine, Tomahawk 511, hanging out with us this evening. Great to see you all. Jim Noxious, Jonathan Conroy, Sammy Sung. Samsung. Yeah. Great to see you. So, yeah, it's wonderful to see some of our friends out there in the chat tonight. I see Elizabeth Quince over on Rumble. So, yeah, it's, yeah, Elizabeth Quince says, I voted for this. Love it. Yeah. Yeah.
I understand.
I think there are a lot of people who voted for a president who was just done putting up with this stuff and just ready to just tell people, eat me, you know, ready to just, get down to the business and move on and kind of say so long to all the nonsense. And, people are going to argue, oh, well, he didn't put out all the files. And,
So
he
I did want to
didn't,
show you something
yeah.
uh, that I thought was interesting. So you have, am I still sharing?
Yes.
So here, this thing. Variety publishes an article. Trump interview eats up nearly half of CBS Evening News's broadcast with Tony whatever. And I just thought this was such a strange article.
Yeah.
You have a
Bizarre.
news show. Like, first of all, you have a news show, okay? The news show is 30 minutes. Apparently, along with the commercials and his interview, out of 30 minutes, 14 minutes was them interviewing the president. But I don't even understand this headline. If there's right now chaos in Minnesota, there's a revolution, like uprising in Iran, and all of this is like really interesting people. And the president has come for an interview with you on your 30-minute program. Why wouldn't you talk to him for 14 minutes? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to talk to him about what's going on with, like, with these two things, who are you going to talk to? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and I wrote here in this tweet, like, if it was Obama, would Variety write this thing? Like, would they write the
They would
same
write
headline?
this saying that the entire newscast should have been about Obama, probably, but they wouldn't complain that they spent this time talking. Seriously, a presidential interview? There have been a number of newscasts over the last decade where when some reporter, some opinion, guy has his show on Fox News or CNN or anywhere, they get an interview with the president. Their whole show is their interview with the president, right? Oh no, the CBS Evening News spent half the time talking to the president. Well, guess what? He's the president.
I
And a
mean,
lot of people are interested in hearing what he has to say one way or another. It's rather stupid to say, "Oh, we spent time talking to one of the most important people in the world." Yeah. Elizabeth Quinn says this is about Barry Weiss. It absolutely is. Yes. Variety hates Barry Weiss. They believe she's completely unqualified for the job and should never have had it, and that she's destroying CBS News, and that Tony is her puppet, and all. It's ridiculous. All of these accusations. Literally, the only thing that's happened at CBS Evening News is they have said, we are going to be more even-handed with our reporting. We're going to report facts and let you decide. And yeah, she shut down a piece that she thought was not researched properly on 60 Minutes. And then, yeah,
all
there's
of
been a
this,
number of departures. But yeah, it all
all of
goes
this.
back to them hating on someone
The thing
because they're
is,
not
whether they hate her or not,
bought and paid for.
whether they hate her or not, this kind of passive aggressive headline just make them look like jerk offs. Because the thing is that I know that if Obama now went to CBS News and he surprised them and sat there for 14 minutes, the headline would be Obama surprises CBS News with a 14-minute interview. And the whole article, the spin will be that it's the best thing that ever happened to humanity. Now, because it's Trump and I guess Barry Weiss, it's like the worst thing that ever happened. I think that this is a very crooked way of reporting news. I don't even care. You may hate him. You may think that you didn't vote for him. You hate him. But if there's stuff going on in the U.S. and outside the U.S. and he's stopped off and he's saying what he thinks, this is a newsworthy interview. It's a newsworthy interview, even if you dislike the man. I think that him talking and saying what his position is newsworthy. To suggest that on a news show that's 30 minutes, the president talking to the program for 14 minutes is considered like a no-no is so stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and also Variety, they're not news. They're such there's such annoying they're supposed to be an entertainment channel. Why is it that all the stuff that they keep printing is always some weird shit, like that they're always spinning some weird crap and complaining about all that stuff? Stay in your fucking lane. Write about whatever fluffy shit you were supposed to write about. It's become a magazine that for years just protects all these Hollywood studios with their like woke agendas, kisses ass
Oh,
to all these like
absolutely.
woke celebrities, and now the news is also of interest to them, you know?
Yeah. Well, Variety. I mean, come on. They only report what they are allowed to by their corporate paymasters in Hollywood. I mean, it's there's no surprise there. This isn't exactly a group that's involved in any kind of investigative journalism, right? these
Right.
these guys are bought and paid for, and the stories that are written are all approved by the studios before they go out.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyhow, I don't know how I got to talking. I think somebody's gave a super chat or did something. Let me see what's going on with that. I do think we got something from the dead
Yes.
man. The dead man gave us a poop sticker, I believe.
Oh, poop sticker. Yes, the dead man for 99 cents.
Let me see for a second
Poop
if I can.
sticker.
It's a poop sticker. Did it share it? Am I sharing it?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
Here it is. It's the dead man with a poop sticker. I agree,
Poop
Variety is woke
sticker.
Tim Hayes, but it's like it's so annoying. Like your job is to just report some stuff about things happening in entertainment. They've crossed that line so many times. It's just like a bunch of whiny activists sitting there, not even mildly reporting about stuff in entertainment.
Hmm.
I guess what I'm saying is that if I had this newspaper and like, whether it's Trump, Obama, or Biden or whatever it is, first of all, I don't know why it's such an important topic that they have to write about it. It almost seems like it's not related to anything and nobody cares. So what? It's a news show and he did an interview on a news show. It's the most non entertainment item or news item I could think of. It's nothing. You know what I mean? But if I had an editor that said like, "Oh, you got to cover it," whether it's Obama or Trump or Biden, whoever it is, I would just write, if I was forced, I'd say, well, this person came to this show and did an interview. There's really nothing more for me to say about it. Like, even if Obama wanted to talk to a news network now for 10 minutes and share his views about who knows what, I don't think that they wouldn't be in their right to interview him. He may say stuff that I think is dumb or I don't agree with him, especially if it's like Biden. I don't even think that he can connect sentences together that make a whole lot of sense right now. But nothing personal. But I'm just saying that even if it was him, I still, whatever. What does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, I think that if you were the president, no matter who you are, if like you were the president and you want to talk for a few minutes with a news channel for an interview, you're well within your what right to do that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
Regardless of if it's a person you voted for or didn't vote for, I think that like obviously the person that's now the president is more relevant than the person that used to be the president. I think that's pretty clear. But I wouldn't sit around and start like whining because somebody interviewed a guy who used to be a president. If you understand what I'm saying.
It's yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
when Biden went to the View and started like talking with them, I didn't care that he went to talk to the View. I mean, he didn't look great in the interview, and I don't think that it was I don't think it was a good look for him. But that was his choice. If they want to sit around and talk to him, it's their show.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
those View ladies.
yeah. But yeah, having him out there.
Does
Well,
he still go and talk? I feel like now you barely
I
see
haven't
him.
seen him in a while. I'm wondering how much longer he has. I mean, quite honestly, I mean,
Yeah,
I think he's in pretty rough shape. But
I'll tell you this, he can probably still be around for a while, it's just that I don't think that he's in the best, like, communicative state. I don't wanna be mean or anything, as a human being, I'll say, that guy for years hasn't been, 100%. I think throughout his whole presidency, he wasn't 100% where he needed to be, and not every person his age is the same way, it's just in his case, it happened to be that way. You know what I'm trying to say.
uh huh, uh huh, yeah,
Anyhow,
yeah.
how do we get here, Professor?
Oh,
Oh,
the
the
same
article.
way we get anywhere.
I guess so. And now I guess, the question is, with everything that's happening now in Iran, y you know, I don't know what I think about this whole situation. On one hand, it's bad that, these protesters are getting shot and all that stuff. The question is, Trump initially, like, he warned them, he said, "Don't kill the protesters, there'll be, consequences," things like that. But then I guess he's not really doing much about it. I don't know, and I
Well,
hear
I
there's rumors
think
that, like, JD Vance is, like, trying to convince him not to do anything along with the Saudis, whereas he kind of thinks of doing something, so I don't really know. Where do you think all of this is heading?
as far as what Trump might do, I don't know. I think I would hope that the people around him are trying to help him know that unless there's some kind of truly decisive action that he can take, it's not going to help. It's not going to change things. This is something that's going to have to happen internally. I mean, what could he do? I mean, swoop in and snatch up the Ayatollah, or bomb government buildings or something. I don't see what he could really do until there's maybe some point at which the if there is a revolution, a successful revolution there, and they're trying to take the government back and form a new government and throw out the Islamic Republic and stuff, that he could obviously move in and potentially support the new government, provide support there, provide not just financial support but maybe even military support in ensuring that they could hold off any kind of like counter revolution or something that might happen. But I just don't know that it's wise for for our country, for Trump to get involved in military strikes or anything like that in Iran at this time. Especially just how limited our the details are coming out of there. I absolutely think we need to support them in whatever way that we can, but obviously, military action is I'm not so sure exactly what we could do. Perhaps there's people in the intelligence areas that know more about it, know potentially what could be done there to support these revolutionaries, help them get their internet back up and working, keep them from jamming Starlink, various other issues that they're facing at this point. But uh, we do know that despite the fact that right now we have some numbers that have been coming out from various different groups saying that there's around 2,500 dead that have been attacked by the Iranian government, protesters that have been killed. Some internal groups are saying it's significantly higher, that it could be as much as 12 or even 20,000. I don't know about that. Obviously, we haven't seen any video of it there yet, but I wouldn't put it past the Ayatollah and his group there to uh, murder their citizens without remorse. I mean, that's kind of what they do. So
It is. It's
yeah.
kind of their thing. Tim Hayes says, "Price of Reason, Professor Two, watching you on my HD TV." Well, that's very
Well,
nice of you. I am very honored that you're sitting in what appears to be a garden.
maybe
It's like a strangely lit room, but yeah, uh,
sunroom, family room, rumpus room. Oh, I hope it's a rumpus room. That's what I
I
hope.
hope so. It's certainly an interesting light. Everything would be just standard, but the light in the background is kind of very suspicious. I'm just kidding, Tim Hayes, but I do
Yeah.
wonder what that, light is. Oh, we have CC karaoke.
We
How's it
have a
going, CC?
CC karaoke. Hey, CC.
Thank you for the invitation. Glad to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have you on. We've been talking about it for a long time, and, you know, CC is busy between, making himself pizzas and taking a nap. His schedule
I
doesn't always allow for him to be here.
I do like to pack light when I travel, so streaming gear, microphones, all that's just more weight.
Yeah.
I'm just
Sometimes I
kidding.
am home. So
Yeah. Occasionally.
I was just busting your balls, man. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Anyhow,
now he gets to watch CC karaoke on his HD TV as well. So,
right now, Tim Hayes, your photo isn't updated. Doesn't have
Tim
CC
says
on it.
it's in the living room, and he took the photo with his phone. He says,
I see.
"Yeah, some phones take amazing photos, others not so much."
Hey Deeple, hey double
Uh,
R star.
he
Uh,
says that's one of his mom's plants. The picture. So okay.
well, we're very honored,
Well,
and we're happy to see Cece here, so that's
yes,
also good. And yeah, so I guess we'll have to see what happens with Iran. But did you also
yeah.
hear that Vance is supposedly not hot on the idea, whereas Trump is thinking more to do it? Vance doesn't really want to do it. The Saudis. That's what I was hearing. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I wonder, and also I think Rubio, I think, has a lot to, a lot of input there, and I think the overall sentiment is not to do anything. But Trump is Trump. so,
Trump does
so
whatever Trump wants, but
there might be something he's decided he wants to do. I don't know. I would expect that if there was something that was going to happen, it would be very much the same as some of the previous operations that we've been involved in this particular Trump term, where it's kind of under the cover of darkness. It's secret. It's a surprise thing. It's not going to be something that's announced and telegraphed weeks in advance or any of that stuff. And then of course we'll have the going back to the usual, the people on the left yelling and screaming along with Rand Paul that you can't take military action without us telling you it's okay first, which is not true and
hey
hasn't been for a
Snowdub,
very
how's it
long
going?
time. But yep. Oh, hey, Snowdub.
Yeah, nice to see you here. What a surprise. Uh, so yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Professor.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Just yeah, say yeah, I just yeah, I don't know that they will do that we will do anything, the US will do anything just yet. It depends on who you're listening to as to where they think that this these protests and everything in that region are going. Uh some people are saying this is going to be put down like a lot of other protests have there. Others are saying that this is something that's been building for a long time, that the current economic climate there is the worst that it's been in the last 40 years, that the country is literally people's things are just falling apart
I just want to
and
say to
they've had
Snow
enough.
I just want to
So,
say to
yeah.
Snowdub, it's fine. You didn't interrupt at all, and maybe
No.
sometime we should hang out sometime. I don't know. This is a vague memory for me, and I think this is true. I think that the first person that ever invited me to a stream was Snowdub, and the thing is that when he invited me, I wasn't even thinking of doing anything. I don't even know if I did any videos. I did anything at all. I don't remember the context and why I think he invited me. This is so many years ago, and I told him that like I wasn't ready, and I don't know, I didn't do it. And since then, maybe we were on a stream together, somebody else's stream, like sometime, but I feel like we never did a proper stream. And unless like I'm remembering this wrong, I do feel like that really happened. That he was like probably the first one that said, "Oh, you should get on a stream." I didn't do it, so I always feel bad.
Mhm.
So just putting that out there. Uh, but one day we have to make it right. And now he disappeared. Probably heard that. Like he ran away, and I'll never see him again.
Nah, it sounds like Snow. He would invite you.
Yeah.
LOL. I remember that the Tuck and Roll show. I think, yeah. I mean, I think that the time, maybe I only posted a few videos, but I posted videos that were scripted. I did a few things, and it was so, I was kind of nervous at the time. I wasn't really even thinking of streaming at all at that point. So yeah, I do think that all of that happened. But I've always liked what Snowdub does. He does some cool stuff on his channel, and just throwing that out there. Sorry, Professor, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Now go ahead. Now the professor has
Oh
run
no, it's
away.
fine. I had to mute while I blew my nose.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
fine.
Sorry, I cut you off because I wanted to address Snow in the thing, but
No,
you
no,
can
that's
go
fine.
on.
That's fine. No, I'm just saying, like, depending on who you're looking at, whose opinion pieces you're reading, some people are very, very much on the side of saying that we're seeing something historic happening in Iran right now, and others are saying no, this isn't going to be, that the Ayatollah and his group, the clerics, that they've got too much power. There's no way they're going to give it up. They're going to start killing lots of citizens. They're going to put down their whatever. I just from what I've been reading, I am not an international analyst. I am not someone who I don't. Well, take that back. Actually, I do know someone from Iran. I haven't talked to him in many years, but it's not something that I really have a lot of inside knowledge about. But from what I have read about it, these protests are significantly different from what has happened in recent years. This isn't about one isolated little thing. It's not about just gas prices. It's not about just some some action they took against some protester or something, or some woman they put to death for showing her hair or something like that. This is about some very deep, very serious issues with massive amounts of inflation. There have been major issues with water. There's a huge water crisis right now in Iran, where basically they can't keep clean water. They cannot make sure there's enough clean water to some of the rivers around Tehran are basically running dry. And now people literally don't have tap water in their homes. The only way they have water to survive is buying overpriced bottled water off the backs of trucks. It's gotten really, really very serious, and a lot of people are saying that this is a systemic failure, and that the people have no choice but to rise up and overturn this government and start looking for international aid by working with countries. And I've also seen some stories, rather amusingly, of Iranians wearing Trump gear, like cheering for him, saying he's the leader that we need, he's the leader that we want, and we want to back him up. And it's amazing, it's hilarious. Like
That may be the reason why he ends up doing something. If there's one thing that Trump's likes is
oh yeah,
that kind of thing.
he does.
Wait, hold on. Snowdub, the old folks in Iran are telling the younger generation about the freedom they had in the 70s. I believe that. Then Malachi D. Wildman says, Price, the movie Testament of Ann Lee is neither in any local theater or on streaming service until February for $20 to $30. Not expecting a review in the year before June. I don't even know what that movie is. I've never heard of Testament of Ann Lee, but sometimes I get invited to these kind of early indie weird movies, or sometimes I manage to just see them because they show them in a theater next to me. They show early screenings. So maybe I'll run into it, but who knows? And then, you were talking about Rubio. I think that I dare say, and I don't know if it'll change, my opinion will change. I feel like going into this administration, I didn't really think much of Rubio, but until now, he's been seemingly doing a pretty decent job until now.
He seems to be proving himself to be very, very capable in his role.
It's a surprise. I really didn't, it's like I had no expectations whatsoever, and I think that since he's gotten into his role, I think he's been pretty good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I loved. I keep seeing all of the screenshots of Trump and Vance and Rubio walking, and then they have like they have under Trump to 2020 until 2028, and then they have under Vance 8 more years, and then they have under Rubio 8 more years under that, saying stuff like, yeah, imagine the next 20 some odd years of the White House being held by
but
Republicans.
I wonder to myself, I mean, I don't know. It seems like Vance would be the candidate, for the next time, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it's common that there would be like something between they'd be fighting over it, Rubio and Vance. I mean, usually whoever's the VP gets the
Yeah,
nomination.
and you know what? Rubio could be the VP who runs
That's
under
true.
Vance.
That's true. I
So yeah, you never know. I mean, obviously we're a ways off from that, but yeah, it's all going to depend. It's on a number of different things. I think people argue about Vance whether he's capable or not. I'll tell you this: the man is sharp as a tack, and he can get up
Not
there
like
and
Biden, he
argue
really is
stuff
sharp
with
as a
you.
tack.
No, really, legitimately sharp as a tack. He can get up there and he can argue with the best of them. He can hold his own against just about anyone on the debate stage, and he's very, very quick, very quick witted, and so he's very, very capable in that public persona way, and yeah, obviously we've got a few more years with him as the VP, and I think he's going to continue to make an impression on people. Obviously, a lot of people are saying there's no way he's not going to do. After Trump, it's going to be everything's going to swing left again, and yeah, I don't know, man. Well, honestly, I think that this year is going to be incredibly telling. If we see some of the stuff that we're seeing, if some of this plays out in Trump's favor, if, for instance, Iran, there is a revolution and that government does fall, if Venezuela recovers and becomes a freer state, and they start holding free elections, and they're doing better. If as some people have been predicting, Cuba's regime falls because they're not being supported by all the money from Venezuela anymore. That would be, I mean, if all of those
Yeah, it could
things,
have a
like
domino effect. I agree.
we would be living in a different world by the end of the year. And it's fascinating to hear some people, some analysts talking about this and thinking, wow, I mean, that could, saying essentially that this could be as transformative of a year as 1989 was when the Berlin Wall fell. So who
I
knows,
tend to
man?
agree with everything, but there's two things that seem to be, up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen in the midterms, and that's one thing. The other thing is that when it comes to Vance, I think like even when I saw when they were running now, when there was Trump and Vance and Waltz and Kamala, when I saw the debates, I thought to myself, the person that seems like the sharpest guy out of all four of them is actually Vance. The only thing I'll say is that he seems to keep some strange company around him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that if I were him, I would sort of, correct, if you want to call it that. I mean, again, I know, some people they're entitled to really like the guy, but I've always been wary of like Tucker Carlson. I don't know why,
Oh, yeah.
the kind of close friendship with him. I don't know that that's the best thing. Not only do I not prefer, the guy in general, I also think that when it comes to what voters see, that kind of company maybe not the best.
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. And there's been some weird stuff happening in in that sphere with Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes and all of those, and some of the
I think it's
previous
best.
people with TPUSA and some of the others that that are
I would
around
steer away
in
from
that sphere.
all these people.
Exactly. Yeah.
The only guy that I thought was a decent guy out of all those people was like Charlie Kirk. He's not here anymore, and I don't know. There's a lot of strange people, and I don't know what to think of them. But
Yeah.
that's my personal opinion. Could be controversial. That's what I think. And regardless of what I think that if you want to become a more of a consensus type of leader, those type of people around you in some capacity or another is more baggage than it is an advantage.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going like obviously if you're trying to attract like a more hard right audience, maybe you'll get that, but if you're trying to look anything that's not that, I think that you may lose some people with that kind of approach. It's like I was thinking about it today. How did the left really lose everything? How did they lose everything? Because they went so hard left that people were like, "Man, this is so hard left." And then they lost people. They lost people that they would have otherwise had. They lost the swing voters. They lost a lot of different people across the spectrum because they were so extreme and went so left. And this is also like a lesson that could be learned the other way. Meaning, if you go full on hard right, you could also lose people in the same way. It's not the same. It's also a way to lose people, in my opinion. This is my personal opinion. I'm not, if you like somebody, you will do whatever. It's fine. I'm not, it's not my business to tell people who to like or not to like. But I think that the more extreme you go, the more you're taking a risk. That's all I'm saying.
I do
Absolutely.
agree. I agree with you. But if your candidates are Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, it's tough to win without a really strong speaker. And that's why I say Vance is a really, really strong speaker.
Yes,
Very.
he
He can
is
get on
strong.
stage and he can command the audience. And if the Democrats were going to have any party, it doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, any country, if you're going to have a chance, you need somebody who can stand on stage and command presence. And neither Kamala or Joe Biden was going to do that.
Okay. I agree with you, Cece, and I want to refine what I'm saying. The Democrats needed a candidate that could do a good speech and be like charismatic and win people over, and in addition, not to be like completely hard ultra left. And if they would have been not so ultra left and had a candidate that looked like a reasonable person, somebody like a Tulsi Gabbard, who was one of their top candidates at some point, and they got rid of her or they didn't like her. She actually probably would have been a much more viable candidate than somebody like Kamala Harris. So if they wouldn't have gone hard left and they would have had somebody like Tulsi, they would have at least had a chance to get some voters from somewhere. Once they had like Biden and Kamala and they went far left, they didn't have a chance. With Vance, I'm not worried about him doing well in debates or if there is debates or making speeches. I think he can do all that great. I don't think for 1 second that he's not capable, but I think that you still probably don't want the full hard right either. Meaning, you still want to seem like a guy that's more kind of a little bit more middle of the road. I'm not saying you have to be full middle of the road, but a little more than just you don't necessarily just want all the weirdos in your corner.
Yeah. Uh, Lisa in the YouTube chat mentioned Fetterman. Like, yeah, he might be the most middle of the road guy left in the Democratic Party. Like, it's kind of fascinating.
Tim Hayes says define hard right. I don't believe it exists. Oh, it definitely exists. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
there's people that I listen, honestly, some of those people I don't even consider them right at all. Like, I don't want to start saying you mentioned their names before, and I don't like dwelling on them, but some of those kind of influencer grifter types, those hard right grifter influencers, they're so hard right that sometimes it's hard for me to tell between the difference between them and somebody who's like far left. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They are so against everything, and they so are full of like anger and hatred, whether it's like towards Trump or something like that. Then at the end, they're counterproductive. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So I definitely think that exists, and any type of extreme doesn't matter what direction. I personally, it's not my preference, but again, can't tell people. People feel different ways about different things. I was telling you before that there's somebody that sometimes I see online that, over the years I've had an okay relationship, and that person seems to love the Ayatollah, and I don't know why. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
people are
would
weird,
say,
why would somebody love the Ayatollah? I don't
y-
know. I don't know.
yeah.
I can't
Uh,
explain it.
I would say things that would be indicative of something that's a hard right, a far right, versus a more moderate, more conservative area would be things like ultra nationalism and nativism, those kinds of things. That again, as you said, kind of going in a circle, kind of swinging back around to being about in the same place as the crazy left. Over focusing on things like backgrounds, nationalism, national origins, racial things like that, like over focusing on things like that, uh, being way, way towards the far ends of things like more traditional hierarchies and
Of course,
uh,
of course.
you know,
So,
m- m- you know,
I understand exactly
masculine
what you're
stuff.
saying.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
that same sort of traditional egalitarian, type
I'm
of
gonna say
thing.
something else that, and I think I have a better way of explaining it. Not better. What you're saying is good. I'm just trying to steer away from it
No,
because we're
no.
going to that dark
Gotcha.
YouTube thing that I'm trying to steer away from. But you didn't say anything bad. I agree with everything you said. But I'll elaborate on it. That Trump, one of the reasons that he won is it's not just people that you would think that would vote for him voted for him. There were a lot more Latino men that voted for him than people expected. There were a lot more black people that voted for him than people expected.
Yeah.
He ran a campaign that a lot of people from a lot of places that people thought that he wouldn't get their vote, he somehow got their vote. They felt more comfortable going with what he had to say and voting for him. And I think that that was his biggest win in this campaign. And
Yes.
I think that anybody that runs a campaign, if you're trying to sort of exclude everybody, and there's just this kind of, oh, it has to be A, B, C, D, and with all the things that
There
you
you
were just
go.
mentioning.
Exactly. You went exactly where I was going with my next thing, and that is that many of these ideals that are on the far right are exactly the same as the far left in that they are exclusionary.
Right,
You have to be a member of this group. You have to be part of this. You have to accept all of these tenets, all of these ideas to be considered part of them. Oh, you're not really conservative unless you're all these things, or you're
right.
not really liberal, you're not really a progressive unless you're all these things. And that the again the it's kind of the two ends of the same, you know
Right,
the same horseshoe, right? It's two sides of the same coin.
and that's exactly what I was saying, that I think that the left at that point went so hard left. I was looking today, and there was something like, I can't find it, but there was a Variety article, where maybe it was this one or a different one, where somebody was talking, I think, like, somebody wrote, "I'm a Democrat." I can't find it, I wish I would have taken a screenshot, and the person wrote, "I'm a Democrat," and and he started writing, like, the left really alienated people with all their kind of woke stuff and, like, all the transformer rights and all this DEI stuff. They really alienated a lot of voters, and that's how the Democrats lost. And I'm saying that he was saying that he's saying that as a Democrat. And I was just reading that comment, and it's like they themselves, at least I guess the ones that are more aware, understand that if you go and you talk about transformer rights for prisoners and funding their transformer surgeries and things like that, you're going to alienate people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the fact that that's
Mhm.
on the left, it doesn't mean there isn't something on the right that you could say that'll also alienate people. You have to kind of
One of
go.
the
Yeah, you have to go for something that captures the widest net, or whatever it is.
one of the smartest things Trump did is he surrounded himself with people who might have been traditionally left at one point or another, right? Kennedy, Gabbard, and Elon Musk for a start.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I can't prove the statistics, but what I was certainly what I read was that he pulled 70% of Kennedy's voter base. And if you translate that to some of the other, he pulled himself to the center, right? And at least in my perspective, he's much more center than he is far right. He's always been much more center. He's not necessarily portrayed that way,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
he is, right?
Yeah.
And he built his campaign on being more centrist than being divisive to the right.
Well, you'll remember that Trump himself was a sort of a converted member of the left, right? He
Right.
used to be, a Democrat donor, and he was cheered on and loved by all these Democrats and everything until he said, "You guys have lost your minds," and I can't be a Democrat anymore. and then they hated him, right? So
Mary White asks if Andrew Tate would be considered a far right. He's just a weirdo to begin with. I just don't really.
yeah,
There's some people that are mainly their whole job is they're some kind of influencers online, and I don't take them very seriously in terms of sure they put on a show and some people seem to like them. I can't take away that they're influential and they have people that follow them or like what they're saying, but at the same time, I don't really think of him much in terms of politics at all. He's just kind of a, you know, he's not my cup of tea, if that's what you're asking.
yeah, manosphere.
But it's not even like a cool
strange guy.
manosphere. Like
No.
I'm cool. I'm okay with the manosphere. I just don't. I don't really like him as the representative of the manosphere. But whatever. If people like him, they're allowed to like whatever they like. The thing I'll say about him is that once, at least partially because of him, I got written about in articles, and I think that inadvertently he was a part of the reason why this happened to me, and that has to do with the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing, where that was happened a few years ago, where I posted something online. Oh, and I did a review on the movie, and I saw an early screening, and I said that they may have tried to make Splinter look like a gay character, and somehow this ended up appearing in Bounding Into Comics. The article of Bounding Into Comics that at the time John Trent wrote, it somehow ended up being seen by Tate, and he started like tweeting about it, and once he started tweeting about it, somehow I inadvertently got caught up in this web. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Like, I don't know the guy. I have nothing to do with him. I suspect that he may have then, like, he read the article that was quoting my review, and the article also featured my review. So there's also a chance that he watched it. It's kind of surreal and strange that this person, out of all people, would watch a review of mine. He's not my cup of tea, but he was tweeting about it, so that's when it became more like a news item, and then they wrote about me, and of course they wrote terrible things about me, but it's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Anyhow, how did we get here, Professor?
Oh, same way we get anywhere. we talk and we look at the chat and we reply to them. Do we have any new super chats? I think we might have a couple of new super chats, Bryce.
Okay.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we got some mightily generous super chats.
Oh, wait, let's see what's going on then. There was so much going on that I didn't even notice the... Okay, I'm switching. I have to switch to this. Only the best technology.
Well, of course.
Okay, yeah, there is a few. I only shared the poop sticker one. Okay, hold on 1 second. And here we go. We're going to share this right now. And I'm going to tell jokes. Hold on. Okay.
Tim Waltz. That's
That is
the
a joke.
That's the joke.
The dead man says, Price, every night I give you money. I don't know why, but I do it. I just like you and R2. Sue me. Thank you so much. We always really, really appreciate it. I think that the dead man is probably the most generous person in our circles that's always supporting us.
Very
It's
kind.
very, very kind of him. The Dead Man has his own channel about Star Trek, and
Yes.
you should definitely check it out. So you should know that he has
I'm sure very soon the dead man is going to be watching Star Trek. Ugh.
Starfleet Academy. I'm gonna have to
Ugh.
watch that too. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch it because it's like the acolyte of Star Trek. I can't not watch it.
Am I gonna have to watch it so we can talk about it
I
Thursday,
think there's
Price?
no choice, Professor.
don't.
It's
Oh
everybody's
God.
talking about it. We have to do it. I just don't treat it as a Star Trek. It's just some. It's like
Oh.
the acolyte. It's a joke at this point. We'll have a good
Oh.
laugh at the expense, even though I know you'll suffer.
I'll sign up for a 7-day free trial or something. I can't pay them money for this garbage. I can't.
I understand.
It's
You don't have
so
Paramount
bad.
Plus?
I watched a
Not right
14-second
now.
clip on X, and it told me all I needed to know.
It's
Woman's wearing glasses, and the lights
Yeah.
on the ceiling are kind of like flashing in sequence. It's all style, right? Why
Yeah,
would
oh,
you
yeah.
have the lights? It's not a red alert. It's just there to look stylish.
yeah.
There's
It's
no actual reason.
and
or
then
substance to
the
that.
woman walks up to another woman who is then approached by another woman on the two of them are grossly overweight.
I saw that. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
Elon Musk was making fun of it. You know your show's in trouble when Elon Musk is tweeting crap about it. Like, he saw that video, and I think he was writing, "Oh, I guess they don't have Ozempic in the future." I don't know what he wrote. And it's like, if Elon Musk is like thinks it's the stupidest thing he's seen is telling jokes about it, you're really not doing well. That's like exactly not the kind of PR you're looking for. And it's not even a bad PR is good PR. I think that's just plain bad PR. The real head case says, talk about hidden gem movies, TV shows we don't know. Let me think about that. Hidden gem that people don't know about. What's a movie that nobody's seen that it's a good one, but nobody's seen it?
Hmm.
Trying to think. Professor, do you got it? You got any?
There certainly weren't any in the last year. I can guarantee you that.
No,
Hidden
I'm just trying to think in
gems.
general, like in the history of movies, if there's something that like I've seen that nobody's seen. I'll tell you this: there have been situations that I've seen movies before other people have seen them, and I knew they were great, but then other people only found out years later. Like The Big Lebowski, I saw it in the theater
Yeah.
with two people, and I thought it was great, and nobody else did, and then it turned into a cult classic. Same with I'm trying to think what else.
I'm sure people in our circles will have seen it, but I was amazed the number of people. I had a conversation that a number of people who had not seen Iron Giant.
I didn't see that one.
The Iron Giant?
You
Nope.
haven't seen it yet?
What?
No, what is it?
Oh, wow.
This is one of the best
Okay.
animated movies of all time.
It is incredible. The animation is top notch. The voice acting is great. It's a great story. It's got let's see who is it? It's Harry Connick Jr.,
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah. Jennifer Aniston does a role in it as well. But yeah, it happens during the Cold War, and there's this giant robot that crash lands in this kid's backyard, and he makes friends with him, and then he finds out he was actually built as a weapon of war, and he doesn't want to be a weapon. He doesn't want to kill people, and so it's actually a really just outstanding
I have to see
animated
it then.
film. Yeah.
The real
I
head
think
case says
it's got like a 98 on IMDb or something. It's yeah.
have to watch it. The real head case says Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I don't know if that's really like such a hidden gem, but I like that movie. Again, another one of those movies that I saw when it came out. Same thing with like Train Spotting. I was very early to see. There's a lot of movies like that. Usually, when there's some kind of gem, I'm very quick to see it in the theater. As far as stuff that happened later, like a gem that only I know about, I think in our circles, if there's something except for the Iron Giant, apparently, I think that if there's something good, we usually know about it and have seen it.
I got a second Mary's recommendation for Frequency.
Oh, I like Frequency.
Okay,
I don't know
yeah.
if that's Frequency is a movie that I actually I didn't see it for a number of years, and then, if I'm not mistaken, I went to a special event where Dennis Quaid was like had a panel and they screened the movie and then he talked to people about the movie. And I actually probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyways. I think I've said it before. I helped Dennis out because
Helped him out.
there was somebody in the audience that was like kind of annoying him with a question, and I kind of like, I managed to like shut that person up kind of and divert it into another question. I asked him like something else just so that person would stop bothering him. And I think even though nobody will ever acknowledge this, I think he appreciated it.
I would imagine so, Price. That's pretty smooth.
I even remember, I think that what happened is that he was saying that, like, he donates to some charity that, like, they do something and I don't know what. It was, listen, I'm not saying I don't know sometimes you donate to charity. I don't know if it's a good charity or not a good charity. So the person in the audience was like, well, what do you do that's like hands-on with the charity? Do you go to this? Do you go and do that? Do you go and do this? And it's like, lady, he said he donates to charity. He's not going to go there and like, cook the food themselves for you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it was, but like the person was like expecting him to go and like feed the poor himself or whatever it is. It was so ridiculous. And at the end, like, I think the lady was so like talking and talking, she wouldn't stop. And like, I quickly raised my hand and signaled, "Hey, like, I don't know what I said." And I think he's like, "Let's listen to what this guy has to say," which would be me, just so that other lady would shut up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Dennis understood that I was trying to help him out here. I don't even know if I had a question for him, as much as I felt bad because I knew that this other lady would never shut up and she was asking him the most like awkward questions. I mean, like, and it's also questions, how do you answer that? You know what I mean? He's like, well, I did donate to that charity, but what do you do? What do you do? And I'm like thinking, I don't know, it was a strange situation that really happened. Mary White says, I'm a hidden gem. Yes. And then hold on. Talk about hidden gems was us. We talked about it. Maybe it has something to do with Andre that I trust. I don't know what you're.
Maybe that has to do with. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I don't understand the comment.
Please clarify.
The dead man. This is a very strange comment that you're making here. Maybe it has something to do with Andre that I trust. Don't know what to say. That I
Could
trust.
be autocorrect. Could have meant R2, but it turned into Andre.
Yes.
Midnight Edge.
Yeah,
Who
I've
knows?
thought of that, but I don't think that has. I think that maybe has to do something with R2 that I trust. I think that's probably you know, Gary Ambrosia.
Oh, hey there,
Price,
hey
Boys and
there,
Friends. How's
Gary.
it
How you
going?
doing?
A lot of
Good to see
very
you.
interesting guests that we have here
Yeah,
today,
lots of people popping in.
which is really nice. We're happy to hang out with all you guys.
I got one more hidden gem. Maybe this one's not as hidden as I think it is, but Devil in a Blue Dress. I don't know why this one popped into my head.
Is that one with Denzel Washington?
Denzel Washington. It's a neo-noir film from the mid '90s. A lot of people haven't seen this one. It's really good, really solid film, and I love Denzel, one of my favorite actors of all time. So
There's one movie that probably nobody liked. That I think that the only reason that I liked it is because Denzel Washington is so good in it. There's something that where he's like, there's like a evil angel, like angel of darkness surrounding him, trying to take over his mind or something. I can't even remember. He's in it. I think John Goodman is in it. And it's a movie that probably wouldn't work at all if it wasn't him in the lead, but somehow him in the lead, I like it. What is it? What movie did Denzel Washington and John Goodman star in together? Fallen. Have you ever seen Fallen?
no, haven't heard of that one.
So it's called Fallen. Again, I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that Denzel Washington really carries the movie, but it has John Goodman, Donald Sutherland, James Gandolfini, James Gandolfini, Elia Katias. Yeah, I mean, it has a good cast in it. It's a supernatural thriller. I don't know if anybody else would like it. I watched it and found myself intrigued by it. I thought that his performance was really good. Another one that I would say with Denzel Washington is what's it called? What's the one with I'll tell you right now. Denzel Washington and uh The Bone Collector.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
forgot about that one.
The Bone Collector, that is something that most actors cannot pull off. Denzel Washington, I always wonder to myself, like, what happened here and how he collected this check. For the entire movie, Denzel Washington is lying in a bed, in the same bed. Like all the scenes that they filmed with him, they just needed like some cameras, a room, and he's like laying in bed because he's paralyzed. He can't move. So he's just laying in a bed, and apparently it's like a former officer who, they need his expertise on an investigation, and a very important one. So basically, he's laying in bed with like an earpiece, and he's talking to Angelina Jolie, who, by the way, probably, uh, I'm not saying she's never looked better than in that, but she looked pretty nice in that movie. It is a movie
Hmm.
from 1999.
Oh, okay.
So basically, Angelina Jolie is like a younger officer, and she's walking around, and he has an earpiece that he's just kind of like giving commands, and he's telling her how to go and like investigate something where he's like the commanding officer, but she has to kind of go and do what he tells her to. And I don't know why that movie shouldn't work as well as it does. I found myself really enjoying that movie. One day, I don't remember when it was. Like I saw it late night. This was years ago, and I never even heard of it. I didn't know what it was. Maybe this is like 10, 15 years ago. Just one late night it came on, and I watched it, and I'm like, man, this is a pretty good movie. Have you guys seen this one?
The Bone Collector?
Yes.
Not for
Nope.
a long time. I completely forgot about it, but I remember loving it when I saw it. Like I remembered it when you mentioned it.
Oh, I actually wanted to share it. Uh, so yeah, good movie. So those are 2 movies that I feel like he really, I'm gonna even say I don't know why, maybe he's like the king of, like, sleeper movies that nobody thinks anything of, is there's one that there's, like, a hurricane. I don't even know what the name of the one with the hurricane is. I think there's one that there's, like, a hurricane, he's on some island or something. It would otherwise be the dumbest movie ever, and somehow, like, that one is pretty good. But The Bone Collector and Fallen I liked better than the hurricane one.
I got a
So
TV show I'll add to this list, and that's the 12 Monkeys TV show by Terry Matalas.
I like that show. I
That was
think
good.
that
I never finished it. I need to go back and watch the rest of it.
12 Monkeys is a good show. I also like the movie. I like the 12 Monkeys movie.
Well, I love the movie. I just
No, no, the movie's
the
great.
TV show took me by surprise by how
Yeah.
good it ended up being. Like there was, I think there was a moment at the beginning of season 2 where I kind of wondered if they had any clue where they were going with it for a couple episodes.
Hmm.
By the middle of season 2, it just hits this whole other stride, and the cast has chemistry and just hits some really, really high marks. It sticks the landing, particularly the end of season 2. It's just it's worth it. It strays very, very far from the material,
Very
but it
far,
does
but I
so
like
in
what
a
they've done with it. I'll tell
yeah.
you another thing. People are talking now about Stargate and about Martin Giro, who I have no faith in. He's the person that single-handedly ruined Quantum Leap. Now, what he did with Quantum Leap was, especially in the second season, I feel like he sat around and watched Terry Matalas's 12 Monkeys and tried to pretend that Quantum Leap, the new version, is like that movie, that show. The thing is that Quantum Leap is a totally different show. So trying to make that into the 12 Monkeys was so stupid, and it just showed what a hack he was. Everybody's excited about this Stargate reboot. They're like, Martin Giro is going to do it. Not one person has actually watched Quantum Leap except for me to tell you that Martin Giro, unless he's gone through like, the biggest change a person has ever gone through, Martin Giro is a complete hack on the level of like woke uh, garbage hack, on the level of like a J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman. There's nothing good I have to say about it, like Martin Giro and what he did in Quantum Leap. People are saying, well, he recently admitted he didn't do a good job there. But the problem is he didn't admit that he did like a woke garbage, plagiarism, shitty job on it. Sorry, Sean. What he did is he's just like, well, sometimes, oh shucks, sometimes people make mistakes. No, this wasn't just like, see, if it was a situation where he tried a storyline that didn't work, but you could tell that there's a guy that really cares about what he's doing, I would have been like, okay, well, he tried something and it didn't work. But that's not the case. What he did there, he hired a transformer activist to be like on the production team, who basically injected storylines that I couldn't believe what I was watching. Even amongst like kind of woke stuff, it is like the most woke of woke you could think of, what was going on that show. And I don't throw around that word on every single thing I see. There was no way around it. They really really ruined that show, and Jiro was a part of it. Unless he comes out one day and says, listen, I didn't want any of that, the network forced me, I just wanted to do cool science fiction, they wouldn't let me. Maybe that's the only way that he could get away with it. But even then, all of his behavior, everything that he did at the time was shitty. Everything he did was shitty. I don't trust that guy. The Bone Collector is good, but 7 is probably the best serial killer movie. Yeah, but 7 is good. And there's another thing that, like, I think Martin Giro would let like his secretary write screenplays and stuff. Unless he just didn't care, then he's like, I'm collecting a check. Let them just all do whatever they want. All these activists. Maybe that's the only way he can get away with it. But no, I don't trust the guy. I have no faith in him. He ruined a franchise. What's to say that he won't ruin it again? And think about it. Why did they give him? Why did they make him the one that? Why didn't they let Brad Wright do it, who actually knows how to do something? Why did they give it to Martin Giro? Because Martin Giro is the kind of guy that they're looking for, if you know what I'm saying. So that's
he will bend the knee.
I've seen it. He is more than bent the knee. Like, it's not like a minor bend. He enthusiastically bent the knee. Yes. Anyhow, speaking of woke weird stuff, there was the Golden Globes, which I think most people did.
That is a transition, Price.
I learned that they even aired from you, Price.
What'd you say?
I said I learned that they had even aired from you, from seeing your Twitter feed, your X feed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Golden Globes are on. Price is talking about them.
Yeah, I mean, nobody even wanted to watch it. Thank you, Tim Hayes, who's now Tim Hayes is now watching the three of us on his HD thing. Thank you, Tim Hayes. Nice. It's very nice of you. We are honored to be on your HD screen. I really, it is very cool. It's nice that somebody's watching. I'm just kidding. We have a nice audience tonight, and I do appreciate it. But Tim Hayes has been here very, very early on. Martin Giro. Am I not saying his name right? Is his name not Giro? Is Martin Giro? Did I say zero? What did I say?
Yeah, it's Giro or Jero. I'm not sure.
Martin Giro. I've made like so many videos calling him Martin Giro. I'm not going to stop now. That's it is what it is.
It's pronounced Gyro.
Gyro? Well,
no,
I'll just say this. That's like when you eat a sandwich, it's called
exactly. It's the sandwich.
But I also told you that and I can't explain why. I suspect that I have told you before that he watched at least some of my videos criticizing him, and I think he didn't like it. And he would go around, he's worse than James Gunn. He would go around to like channels with 50 people, like 50 subscribers, and do interviews with them. And I think that he started doing that because he just nobody was watching his show at some point. And the only thing you would get if you Googled like Quantum Leap, the new show, is my reviews. My reviews, like every thumbnail, every thumbnail was like really explaining how bad the show is. And I feel like he got annoyed. I have my reasons for thinking this, and I won't get into them. And that's when he started going to channels to talk to a lot of like other channels, and he'd give them the episodes in advance and do interviews with them. The main reason is that I think that you just wanted somebody to Google Quantum Leap, and then you have like 5-10 channels that come up that like he did all these interviews with that are more pleasant. You know what I mean? Channels with like 50 subscribers are going to be nice to you.
Mm-hmm.
It was such
Yep.
a setup. It was such a setup, and I could tell what he was doing, and I had no respect for him. And to think that now, like out of all of this, he's going to be like a great showrunner for Stargate, I don't see it. Anybody that
Yeah.
does all that stuff, like, it doesn't have my respect, unless he really went through a process and whatever. There's like a 10% chance that he doesn't blow it, and 90% chance that it's going to be crappy. That's what I'm saying, that he'd go to channels that don't have any subscribers, and the main reason he went there is it's not even that I had 1,000,000, it's just nobody was doing any reviews, good or bad. Nobody was doing anything on Quantum Leap, the new show, because everybody had abandoned it. And there was only one man that was doing the videos, and it was me. And if you clicked after an episode, you said like Quantum Leap review or whatever, mine would usually come up amongst like the first things, even with my channel that's not like, I'm not Critical Drinker, doesn't have like millions of followers, but you'd see my videos. And he probably went and wrote, just like James Gunn does. He admitted, James Gunn, he wants to see what people say about his shows, so he watches these type of videos. So Jiro went and he put in Quantum Leap review, and all he got was my videos. And I think that he suffered. He really suffered. And that's when he started going to other channels, because he just said, like, fuck it. Sorry, Sean. He said, I don't care if they had 50, 100 subs, whatever it is. I'll go there. I'll do the interview just so they can, at the same time, upload videos. So there'll be competition to the one asshole that's the only one doing the videos. I know how bizarre
Sure.
all of this sounds. I know that people are probably thinking,
No, it sounds legit. If he actually had the time on his hands, yeah, it makes good logical sense. You want to fill out that feed with positive reviews and interaction to drown out all the
right,
negativity.
like, imagine how annoying it is that your show is so unpopular, nobody's watching it, that nobody even feels like reviewing it, and the only reviewer that's doing it every week is taking a dump on your show, and like I'm analyzing every scene of like why it didn't work and why the writing is bad, and I'm making fun of him personally. Like, also, the more I saw him appear on the channels like with the 50 subscribers, the more I would like say like, oh, Martin Giro like really isn't doing a good job. And I would even in my reviews say like he's going to all these channels with like no subscribers. I would say that in my reviews, and I feel like he saw them. I really, really feel like he saw them. So that's my beef with Martin Giro. That's what I have to say.
Yep.
Anyhow, where were we? The Golden Globes, yes. So it started off like one thing that was super annoying, and this is just there's one person that I absolutely don't know how this man continues to like be a thing in Hollywood. Mark Ruffalo is not only, in my opinion, a very mediocre actor, and I don't say this just because he's an activist. I've never really thought very highly of him. I thought that he was kind of, maybe still serviceable enough actor. He's not like at the top of his class when it comes to like, being a great actor. I think that he's just kind of serviceable enough. And considering how he's just serviceable enough, he goes around always with all of his politics, and every time there's a political issue, he always jumps on the trend of like the dumbest takes. So now,
He's
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah.
meathead. He's a real
Yes.
meathead.
As I said on on X under reposting one of the videos of him going on some stupid rant, or maybe it was just a comment that I made, but yeah, in a city full of some of the biggest idiots on the planet, and an industry filled with some of the stupidest people in any industry anywhere, somehow he still manages to stand head and shoulders above the rest as one of the dumbest people in all of Hollywood. It's amazing. Really.
it's unbelievable, like how every time he opens his mouth, he's like the dumbest guy, and he's also a hypocrite. Let me
Absolutely.
show you. Let's see if I can. Let me see for a second. Bookmarks. Here you go. Can you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I am curious why Obi-Wan is trending, but we'll check that in a second.
Yeah.
For Renee Nicole Good, who
Can you hear that?
Yeah. This is a number of them were wearing these Be
Right.
Good
They were
pins.
wearing
Yeah.
the Be Good shirts in memory of, like, Renee Good, the lady who, with the ice thing. You could hear now? Did you hear what he was saying?
Yes.
Okay.
For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. We have a vice president who's lying about what's happening. We have we're in the middle of a war with Venezuela that we illegally invaded. He's telling the world that international law doesn't matter to him. The only thing that matters to him is his own morality. But the guy is a convicted felon or convicted rapist. He's a pedophile. He's the worst human being. If we're relying on this guy's morality for the most powerful country in the world, then we're all in a lot of trouble. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country. And what I'm seeing here happening is not America.
What an idiot. And the thing is that it's so funny how all these people, him, Gene Smart, Wanda Sykes, I forgot who the fourth one was that was whining. None of those people, one of them was Natasha Leone. None of those people nobody at this awards ceremony mentioned one word about anything happening in Iran, meaning they could go and, like, delete thousands of people and women and things like that and all. They don't care about any of that. They won't say a word. And it's the same thing that they did also with the conflict in the Middle East with the watermelon enthusiast, with they all love watermelons and all that stuff. It's another situation where they seem to always I don't know how to say this, how to dance around it, but anytime there's like a radical group that does bad things, they seem to love that. They
Yes.
love the radical bad group people. Like,
Of
who are
course.
you? Who are you, you stupid asshole? Who are you to even speak? Every time there's anything, this man says the dumbest things, and you look in his eyes and you know he's an idiot. This man, he doesn't have enough brain cells to be able to even conjure up a thought that makes any kind of sense. When there was that thing in Minnesota, he said that JoJo was a great guy and he was so sweet and such a loving guy. The guy had like a rap sheet with like the worst crimes, but it didn't matter to this idiot because it didn't fit whatever narrative that he's trying to peddle. I sometimes think to myself that Mark Ruffalo, maybe the only like quote unquote wisdom he has is that he's not really a very good actor. He's just kind of mediocre, and he
Uh-huh.
tries to he overcompensate. The way that he stays like in the game and gets all these important roles is that he goes all in on all the agendas. So people will say, well, he does do all that agenda stuff. We got to nominate him for this award. Because otherwise, would anybody be nominating like Mark Ruffalo for something?
No.
No,
No.
he doesn't act. He plays Mark Ruffalo in every single movie he's
Yes,
in.
everything. He's just Mark Ruffalo, and
And
he's he's that right kind of stupid that he can read the lines where it actually sounds like him reading them. He doesn't really have to try to act. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, the laughable thing about this is you're saying, oh, they glom onto all this cause, whatever. That it's sort of the fundamental thing with progressivism is that no matter what, you must believe that the society that you live in and the government that you are governed by and the decisions that are made by the people in power in your government, unless they are in line with your politics, they must necessarily be wrong. Your society is unfair. Other societies are clearly better. Everything is always better on the other side, which is why idiots like Mark Ruffalo can't talk about Iran, because to them it had to have been paradise before. They can't understand why they might be in revolution. They can't support any kind of revolution there, because that would fundamentally go against their very being, their very understanding of the world. That no. They think Iran is good. They think that the communism and the totalitarianism and everything of theirs is good. They can't accept that perhaps our society is the one that is good for people. right?
Right,
It's
like, this guy is like, "Oh, America this, America that." This guy there couldn't be more anti-American, in my opinion, than this guy, and people
yeah,
asking about the watermelon reference, people that are, enthusiasts of the Free Palpatine movement, they, always have a watermelon emoji in their bio, so,
yeah,
if you see, like, a name and then there's a watermelon emoji next to that name, it means that they want to free Palpatine.
yes, yeah,
I don't know how else to say it, but I
yeah.
think that Free Palpatine people will understand what that means, correct?
Yes, and just by the way, I've been digging into trying to find out why Obi-Wan is trending.
Why is he trending?
Uh,
Elizabeth Quinn
uh,
says Mark's father was a hairstylist.
uh,
Listen, I
yeah,
don't care what his father did, but I just know that I can only judge him based on what he does, you know?
yeah, I can't figure it out, Price. I do have a fantastic meme to share with you, but they can wait. I
Uh,
have no idea why Obi-Wan is trending.
so there's another thing with like Wanda Sykes that she needed to give an award that I guess there were a few things. First of all, she had stuff that she needed to say. She was upset at Bill Maher, so she said like, quote unquote jokes about him, but they're not really funny jokes. There's a difference between, having fun at an event and telling jokes and between sort of like this kind of passive aggressive, like the Variety article. So it was like this passive aggressive thing. Let's see if I can find Wanda Sykes talking.
Yeah, if you saw the interview that was out there, it's also at the Golden Globes, where somebody cornered him and was asking him about, what do you think? What do you think about this? And he basically said, yeah, this was all terrible. This was all terrible, but I don't have to wear a pin
Right.
to,
And then I think he also said somewhere that he knows that he's not going to win an award because all of Hollywood are woke, so they're not going to give him an award. Which, I mean, at least he's being honest. It's not even like he's my favorite guy, but I don't disagree with anything that he's saying, and he's saying things that are correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, first, let's give it up for Nikki Glazer right now, huh? Come on. Great job, baby. So, and shout out to the Golden Globes for having me because there's some people pissed off that a queer black woman is up here doing the job of two mediocre white guys.
Always like the same, I feel like, are we never going to move forward from this? Is it always going to be like, oh, I'm black and all the white, whatever?
I'm black and I'm queer, so I'm a victim.
I'm presenting the award for stand-up comedy on television, but first, I want to give them some love. Bill Maher, you give us so much, but I would love a little less. Just try less. Greg Goldstein, you're handsome. You got that great supervillain voice and you're charming. You would have made a great Menendez brother. Kevin Hart, where's Kevin? Kevin, I love you. And the thing is, Kevin is the richest guy in this category. And yet, I know he wants it the most. You're a true American, Kevin. Kumail, I love that you proved that male comedians can be funny without being chubby. You see, Kumail's jacked. He's jacked. Ricky Gervais, I love you for not being here. No, I love you, Ricky, but because if you win, I get to accept the award on your behalf, and you're gonna thank God and the trans community. Ooh, Ricky. Sarah Silverman. Where's Sarah? Sarah, oh my God. Sarah, I love that we are such close friends. We haven't talked in 5 years, but we are so close. You know what I'm saying? Good luck, girl. I love you.
Says none of this is funny.
Okay,
Not especially,
no.
No. There we go. And the Golden Globe goes to.
This is the part where she was annoyed that Ricky Gervais won.
Tiana, can I borrow your speech? Ricky Gervais, because he would like to thank God and the trans community. Ricky Gervais could not be here, so we'll accept this on his behalf.
So then I think Ricky Gervais, he posted his own tweet, and his response was kind of funny to the whole thing. This is what he wrote. I fucking won again. Room full of drunk people want to laugh at anything. Yeah, the jokes here fell mostly flat. And also, I think that she stopped short of saying what she wanted to say about Bill Maher, but she didn't. It was basically that she doesn't like him, but she kind of danced around it, you know? Like when she says you have to do less, it's like, you know, it's trying to take a dig at him that she thinks he's a jerk. I will say that I'm surprised she didn't go further with, like, you know, saying additional comments, but I think I knew what she meant.
She was being honest when she said she was glad Ricky wasn't there.
I'm sure she was, and I
Oh,
also think
yeah,
that she was honest when she said that Bill Maher needs to do less. I think that she was honest on both counts. There was something, I think, let me see if I can find this thing where Bill Maher, Golden Globes, let's see if I can find this, where I think this is it.
For Renee Good, Wanda Sykes also wearing a Be Good pin for Renee Good, obviously, and trying to use this platform for activism. Do you feel that's effective or no?
Oh, come on. We're just here for show business today. It was a terrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have happened. And if they didn't act like such thugs, it wouldn't have had to happen. But I don't need to wear a pin about it.
I'm presenting.
I mean, he has his own opinions, but I at least agree with him that, like, you don't need to start wearing pins. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And of course, like,
you could say he was doing less.
he was doing less, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is the thing that he said. He says, takes a swipe at his woke peers, and he says, I've been nominated for 33 Emmys, and they would never give it to me. Oh, this
Yep.
is from the Golden Globes. Now, this is the Golden Globes 1991. Let's see what it looked like. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. So, and like even Whoopi Goldberg looked like a human being. I mean,
it took 6 hours for someone to make her look like a human being. Guaranteed.
I will say this though, is that, you know, there is something of a tragedy with Whoopi Goldberg, because as much as today, like, she's so irritating and annoying, back in the day she was on Star Trek. She did movies that I enjoyed seeing her in. She was pretty funny. Like, it feels like a different person now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like,
a
she used
couple
to-
100 pounds more of a different person.
Right. Okay. She looks like a different person for sure. But I'm saying back in the day, she'd do these fun, like, you know, stand-up comedy things with, like, you know, Robin Williams and things like that. She seemed really fun. And there was always, like, her acting was good, and she brought a lot of, like, light humor and fun. Now you see her, she looks like this bitter, miserable, and that's beyond the fact that, yes, like, you know, she gained weight and all that stuff. Fine, you get older, but it's not like she gained weight and, you know, now she's still like this jolly and, like, happy and fun person. She's like a miserable and bitter woman. That's the truth. She did have
I
talent.
agree with
She
you.
did have talent. You can say whatever you want, but back in the day, she had talent. It's like it's like she made a deal. Like, she exchanged all of her, like, you know, charm and all the talent that she had. She gave it away. She, like, traded it for, like, a bitter and miserable persona. It's the worst, like, trade I've ever seen anybody do.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Istafova says Trump broke all of Hollywood. Maybe he did.
There is there is a lot of TDS. Absolutely. And again, I think a lot of them just hate his guts because at one point he was an ally. He was a
Right.
Democrat, supported lots of Democrat stuff, and they see him not just as some sort of political rival, but as a traitor. So yeah, that doesn't work for them.
Speaking of traitor, there's a new Avengers trailer.
Hey, before we do that, here I'm going to share. This is the best thing I could find with the Obi-Wan trending for some reason. Here you go.
Where is it?
Oh, I shared it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just realized Obi-Wan lives in an Anakin-proof house, high ground. That's what's trending?
It's the best thing I could find as far as the trend.
It's possible, I'm
There's
sure.
lots. There were a whole bunch of things. Nothing in particular was.
Nothing in particular? It's possible.
Was actually causing it to trend. I don't know why it was, but this was one of the highest things on the.
We do have a few super chats. I will say though,
yes, we do. Yeah,
the dead man. If you're still here and you don't have to do it in a super chat, I do wish you would explain the last super chat you sent.
The Andre comment,
because I didn't get it. I don't understand what you meant, and I'm trying to respect your thing, but I don't know how to respect it because I don't understand it. I hope you didn't run away. It's like these people are too stupid to understand. What I meant.
They don't get me. Yes.
I thought you understood me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Istafobo says, I too have serious doubts about Martin Giro. And then did you guys see Wanda in the MTV Matrix sketch? I remember that there was Istafobo says, you didn't read my super chat? I just read it. Isn't this your super chat here? Isn't this it? I too have serious doubts about Martin Giro.
Yeah. I think we didn't see, we had just gotten to it. So yeah.
It sounds like a Midnight's Edge reference. Okay.
Yes.
The thing with the dead man, it's one out of two things. Maybe because I've done a lot of streams with Midnight's Edge, so the dead man was saying that maybe he saw me there, and that gave him a good impression of me, or something along those lines, or generated trust. Or he meant that he likes listening to R2, and he thinks that R2 generates trust, and it was a typo. One out of the two things, I'm not sure. I hope he hasn't taken offense to me not understanding his super chat, because he kind of seems to have disappeared. But maybe at some point we'll learn what it all meant. Anyhow, I'm scrolling trying to see if I can find him. Okay, the dead man. The bone collector was so good. I got that. But the bone collector was a long time ago. Now I'm like rewinding. Anyhow, where were we? The real head case. Arturo Alejandro Trevino says he spoke in English. I don't know who you're talking about. Lo sé, señor. In any case, do you guys see Wanda in the MTV Matrix sketch? Professor, do you know what he's talking about?
No.
There was one with like Jimmy Fallon years ago where he did like a Matrix sketch, I think. But let me try to find it.
I think there was a sketch where she played. There's the black woman who's not the architect, the other one.
Oh, it's like the Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like the Oracle or whatever they call her.
Oh, I see. So it's share this one instead.
Okay, dude, lighten up for real. It's just the robot.
No. I can't do that. I won't.
Well, hell, I will. Talk to me, boy. Don't be scared.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Come on, do the part. Do the naked part.
Mr. Timberlake.
Mr. William Scott.
You that guy that got peed on an American. How big is your fist? Good Lord. Hey, wait a minute, man. This shit is dry clean only.
You'll like being a dude. I do.
That is a shitload of stiflers.
I don't think I've ever even seen this. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Seems like something they would put on MTV Movie Award.
Exactly. It's so weird. Has the dead man come back? This is gonna bother me all the time that I don't know what he meant. He like said it and disappeared. The dead
Could be
man, if you're
sleeping.
out there. Anyhow, yeah, Tomahawk says Alejandro. He's the guy who drops cash and then disappears.
I mean, at least he dropped the cash first.
At least he did. Yes.
Yeah.
Just came here to say Dr. Sam Beckett. Oh boy. Well, that's good to know.
Oh boy.
So back to what we were talking about. We were talking about the Golden Globes, then the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's find that one. I feel like they saved the most insignificant one for last.
Oh, but Fantastic Four. Yeah, I don't care.
Basically, it's all the characters that nobody cares about at this moment.
Oh yeah, come on, Shuri. Yeah, everyone was just dying to see her again.
You know, I'm going to explain to you what I think. Let's watch it first. I'm trying to find it. Why can't I find this stupid trailer? Avengers. Okay. It like appeared all through my feed today, but now I can't find it for some reason. Do you know where it is? Here, I think this is it. Are you ready? I'm going to share it now. Get ready. Cece, are you ready?
As ready as I'll be.
I've lost everyone that matters to me.
Who is this?
The king has his duties.
This is the blue Mexican
To prepare
fish
our
people.
people. The
Namor.
afterlife.
The other lady was like the girl boss of Namor.
I have mine.
King M'Baku of Wakanda.
Ben, Yancey Street, between Broome and Grand.
So here's what I think is that no clock? Oh, here. Anything else, or it's just the stupid clock? So what I think is this, is that the Wakandans, nobody really cares about them. That movie may have done okay, but nobody really believed, like everybody was annoyed that they didn't bring a new Black Panther. And I don't hate the actress that plays Shuri, but come on, like nobody likes her as Black Panther. So
No, it's terrible. Yeah,
Terrible.
and then we got Fishman back with his people, whatever, because
the blue
that was
Mexican fish
that
man,
was a
yes.
huge hit. Yeah, and then I think the only thing anyone cared about was oh look, M'Baku, like he was fun.
Right, and the thing is that M'Baku, that's why they brought him here. I actually think that in both cases, they brought the parts that work the best in both movies. I think that in the movie Fantastic Four, most people thought that, like, Pedro Pascal, I think that most people thought that he wasn't the best casting for Reed Richards, because I don't think anybody was convinced that he was the smartest guy in the room. He just seemed like a somber, awkward weirdo that didn't contribute anything and did stupid things at every point of the movie. I don't think anybody especially liked Vanessa Kirby in that role. The guy, Joseph Quinn, that played Human Torch was probably more reasonable than the other two.
He was fine.
He was fine. Probably the best part was the Thing, just because you kind of like seeing him. And I think that the guy does the voice okay. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even the voice I would have chosen, but
No.
it's fine. You know?
It's fine.
It's fine. That's exactly what it is. It's fine. And I think that M'Baku is probably the best part of like Wakanda Forever. The only parts in that movie that, and I sat in the movie theater and watched it, and I don't know how to say this in the most politically correct way. I saw Wakanda Forever on the day that it came out, and where I went to see the screening, I feel like there was a lot of people in the audience who were, uh, target
certain ethnic background, perhaps.
the target audience for the movie. I don't know,
Yes, yeah.
and me, and then
Right.
I. That's why for me, I could really feel if they're enjoying the movie or not, and it was really interesting for me to see it because I feel like because of everything that movie and everything that it was sold to that community. I feel like the movie is even more important to them. I felt like people were bored out of their mind in that theater, except for when Winston Duke was on screen. And I felt the same way. I was the exact same way. Like once he was on screen, you're like, oh, ha, like people are like laughing and they're like,
Yeah,
happy to see him.
yeah.
And he disappears like after 3 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. Did they run out of budget and only were they able to bring him for like 2 scenes where he says like a few words? Because anytime you see him on screen, that's like the best
Yeah.
in that movie.
Well,
and the rest of- Sorry, go on.
it wasn't his movie. It was Shuri's movie. So
They
yeah.
totally should have made it his movie. They could have made it that he takes over the mantle. I would have been better with that, or recast it. I mean, people said that even Chadwick Boseman himself preferred a recast because he didn't want his legacy to be tarnished, and he thought that that would be the right thing to do. Instead, they went
Yep.
like they didn't go with M'Baku. They didn't go with a recast. They just said like, let's make it Shuri. And
Let's make
man,
it a woman.
let's
That was,
make
and it's what they did with like as many other roles as they could. Let's take them from being white and make them black. Let's take them from being from this group and make them that group. Let's make everyone as much members of minorities and make them women and as much. Let's change every character so that we can get rid of all the white men. And then after that, well, let's get rid of black men if we can. And then it's just like, please. Yeah. They had nope. Oh, we got a chance to organically create, make Black Panther a woman. So let's do it. They couldn't help themselves.
I mean, that's the thing that's sad here is that you think that when there's a tragedy like this, you want to think of how to honor the actor and his wishes and like, and the legacy of the character that he helped bring to life. And instead, which I think he did a great job. I mean, some people, they didn't like Black Panther and some people, they loved it. I've always been somewhere in the middle on it, but I will say this. I went to see it in the theater. I enjoyed the movie. It's not like better than Iron Man or like Captain America, the first Avenger or Winter Soldier. It's not better than any of those movies. It's certainly better than like Eternals. And I don't know. I can give you a number of Marvel movies that I felt like happier watching Black Panther in the theater than that one. It's better than Captain Marvel. I would even say it's like better than Ant-Man 2. You know what I mean? There's movies that I can tell you, even not the later phases, that like it's better than that. It's not the top tier. It's not the bottom tier. I went to the movie theater. I saw it. I thought it was fine enough as like a popcorn movie. I actually thought that Chadwick Boseman was probably one of the strongest parts of the movie.
Oh, he was fantastic. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman was stellar. He was really, really good.
I liked him in Civil War. I thought that the introduction to the character, I thought what he did there was great. I thought that in the movie itself, he carried the movie. Knowing later that he gave those performances while battling, the type of illness that he was battling, really makes me appreciate everything that he did there even more. And very, very sad. I was genuinely sad everything that happened with him. And the saddest part is that instead of honoring the legacy of what he helped create, with his really great portrayal, they're like, here's an opportunity. We can make it a woman. And it's annoying, but that's what they said. They sat there in the office and they all high-fived themselves and made her a woman because finally they could do that because the guy had passed away. It's terrible what I'm saying, but that's what happened. There's no other way to explain it.
No other way to explain it at all.
Yep. So
they saw the opportunity to change the character to be a woman, and they did it. Yep,
they did it. It was their dream. It was their dream.
Yeah. Screw Chadwick Boseman. Screw whatever. Yeah, it's set. Yeah, Chadwick. Yeah, he brought a lot of gravitas to the role, and he a lot of dignity to the character. I enjoyed his performance very much.
He had a
I would-
very likable vibe.
he-
He also he was so nice to fans, and
Yes.
I don't know.
He adored his fans. He was very, very classy, and really loved his fans. And he loved having the role. He loved the opportunity to be out there, and be a strong, capable black man. On screen as being a hero, right? Saving people's lives and all of that stuff. Yeah, he adored it, and I thought he was wonderful. Him and Winston Duke were the reason to see that first movie.
Yeah, I
right?
thought that they were both great.
And they had a great interplay with each other too. They were a lot of fun to see them both in their roles.
They
And
were fun in their
I
roles.
liked seeing Winston Duke in the second one for what little we got to see him there. I liked seeing him in this little trailer here. Like the thing is, I'm not convinced I'm going to see more than 5 minutes of him in this 3.5 hour movie. So
But it's
what do I care?
interesting that they knew from both movies what are the things that actually interest people. They knew that Winston Duke is going to be what they need here, and they knew they needed the thing, and they sold it as like Wakanda Forever and Fantastic Four, putting their best foot forward. You know what I mean? They tried a trailer to put their best foot forward, and they just also, I saw people online, they're like, oh, they're only making trailers for white people or whatever it is. So at least they're like, they probably thought to themselves, well, look, we're more diverse here. And also, although you don't see Pedro Pascal here, Pedro Pascal's not in this trailer. You'd think that they'd want to push Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal was supposed to be the big star of this thing.
He was going to be the lead.
Reed
Richards was going to be the lead of this new universe that they were putting together. Yeah.
This Pedro Pascal, it's funny because first Brie Larson was supposed to be the leader of this new universe. And that didn't work. Then they said, okay, it's not Brie Larson, it's Pedro Pascal. But that doesn't seem to work either. And now they went back and they need Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. They need Robert Downey Jr. They need Chris Hemsworth not to be a bum now. Interesting. Oh, in any case, Pedro's star is fizzling out. He had this year that he had so many movies, and I don't think that any of them were like a bona fide hit. I think that like every single movie that you put Pedro Pascal into this year, whether it was like a small movie, a big movie, a medium movie, whatever it is, all of them flopped. There isn't one movie that came out with the millions of movies that came out with him this year that were a success.
No, not at all. He was, he was everywhere. He was overexposed, out there spouting his political opinions and stuff. And then his actual films weren't anything to write home about. And so, it was just one.
He's not worried about Iran. He was not worried about Iran, Pedro Pascal. I didn't hear him say anything.
Nope.
Tomac says his glow stick bomb didn't pan out too well.
I mean, he's a little bit of a better actor than Mark Ruffalo. Like he has a little bit of talent, but he still plays Pedro Pascal most of the time, and he's not particularly bright. So
I'll tell you what.
So far,
I agree with you. He's a better actor than Mark Ruffalo. I think that there were a few roles that he did initially which weren't bad. I thought that Narcos, he did pretty well on Narcos. I don't think that was a bad role for him. But again, it wasn't a role that required him to like charm your pants off. It was like the role of like a moody police officer that needs to arrest all these like cartel people, and he seems like depressed that he has to even deal with it. And I think that fit whatever Pedro Pascal was. Even whatever he did on Game of Thrones was pretty decent for the type of role that was necessary there. Those were roles that I think were right for him. It's just that Hollywood suddenly said, well, he can be right for everything. Let's just cast him as every role. It's like he's not that kind of actor. I mean, Christian Bale, you could probably throw him in every role. Daniel Day-Lewis, you can throw him in every role. Pedro Pascal is not the guy that like 7 movies a year, you put him in like different roles. It's not that good. And I will say this, like, there's a lot of actors that what they do is they bring their own kind of vibe. Like Jack Nicholson, most of the time is Jack Nicholson. The difference is Jack Nicholson is interesting. Robin Williams, whether it was a comedy or drama, usually had a very Robin Williams vibe. At the same time, Robin Williams was very... Go on.
I've got to put in a point about Jack Nicholson. I mean, movies like about Schmidt, for
Oh yeah.
example. I mean, talking about maybe that is a little bit overlooked, a little underrated on that list. I don't know, but I mean, that was an acting performance, right?
Yeah.
He was Jack Nicholson, but I mean, he was playing somebody,
Yeah.
right? He had
Yeah,
actual talent, right?
That's true. I guess.
Istafos was saying, unfortunately, Zendaya is going to be the big box office person of 2026. Pedro was in everything. Zendaya is going to be in everything this year. I will say, yeah, she's going to be in a bunch of stuff, and I think she's going to be in the same place that Pedro was. I don't think any of her stuff is going to be particularly well received. I've got an inkling that the next Spider-Man is not going to be a hit. It's probably going to be the first Spider-Man to land in the box office with a thud. I mean, it's still going to do well because a lot of people are going to go out the first weekend to see it. I don't think Dune Part 3 is going to do well. I think after the second one, a lot of people are checked out. The Odyssey, that's going to be just bloated, project that is going to have this huge opening because all of these people are going to say, oh, it's Christopher Nolan, it's going to be great. And then everyone's just going to realize it's just this ridiculous project. It'll probably make its money back, but I don't think it's going to be this box office breaking $2 billion film that some people think it's going to be. It's just not going to be there.
There was something that suddenly popped up right now, and I didn't see it before. It says Marks for 7 has been a member for 6 months.
Yes.
So I want to congratulate you, Mike Marks for 7, for being a subscriber for 6 months. And we appreciate it. Again, we don't force anybody to do anything, but anybody that contributes or is a subscriber or does anything to help the channel is always greatly appreciated. And thank you very much, Marks for 7.
We are working on a way to come to your house and force you to subscribe, but it's so far it's just in the planning stages. So we appreciate the support.
Caleb Levine says Zendaya is the female Pedro Pascal. That's right, she is kind of that. What can we do? It is true. She is.
She plays herself in every movie. She has one gear.
She has one name.
Yeah, one name, one gear. Yeah.
Oh, I see that Istaphobos did something very nice here. Let's see. He sent 5 Price of Reason Live gift memberships.
No, I thank you, Phobos. Appreciate it.
Let me try to open this. Jokes. Hold on one second. Stop screen share. Share this. I think it's this one. Okay. So we have here we can see Marks for 7 as a member for 6 months, and also that Istaphobos sent 5 Price of Reason Live gift memberships, which is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Istaphobos. And I see that people benefited from it. Mars Monkey Max, Karen Calderon, Alyssa Marie, and English Batchers 8483. Awesome one, 42. All received gift memberships. And really, really nice of you. Thank you, Istaphobos. And we always appreciate Istaphobos, who is a friend of the channel and occasionally has even co-hosted this show here. He's usually sort of on alert. If there's ever anything like going on, like Istaphobos is always, helping us. If there's any kind of issue. I don't know if to call it an issue, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He says we're friends. You should call me Ista, and I said, I'll call you what I want to call you.
All right. Yeah, and also fair to say that Istaphobos, much like Tim Hayes that I mentioned earlier, is somebody that was listening here on this show very early on. We're always very grateful. We're grateful for people that hang out with us, and we enjoy doing this thing, hanging out with all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary White says Ista is a real one. The Real Headcase says, I am more than happy to contribute to this channel. Thank you, The Real Headcase, and we appreciate that as well. Istophobos is heir to the throne of Price. Okay. Anyhow, where were we, Professor? What else did we have to talk about? We saw
Let's
that
see.
annoying.
We got to the Golden Globes. We talked a bit about Avengers Doomsday. I mean, are you hyped for Avengers Doomsday yet, Price?
I'm not
Are you
hyped.
hyped?
We got all these trailers. They tried to do all this hyping for these trailers, and honestly, I felt nothing. I feel like, you know how there was a point in time where Star Wars was trying to like lure fans back with all these like member berries and stuff, and I wasn't fully on board. I feel like that's what's happening now with this Avengers thing. Yes, I understand that they got it. They get that they don't make money that with all their stupid crap, that they were total MCU and did all this woke stuff and chased everybody away and alienated their audience and made movies where they talk down to their the target audience and wanted to make men look bad and all this stuff. Now they're like, wait, here's Chris Evans. It's like, yeah, you've been taking a dump on us for like at least 5-6 years here, and now you want to bring back like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. It's like, we know what you did, you know what I mean? And I've said it before. It's not like they tried to make a movie that didn't work. I think that there's a movie, I don't know if it's Batman Forever or like Batman and Robin, which maybe Schumacher or somebody later apologized and said, you know what, I didn't do such a good job with that movie. I don't remember which one it was, or one of those. And you have to appreciate when somebody says, hey, I tried my best to do a movie, it didn't work out the way I had hoped, sorry about that. I appreciate that. But the thing is, that's not what happened with the MCU. The MCU, there was a situation where activists took over this franchise. Kevin Feige became like a woke activist himself, same with Iger. They turned this brand into like, you know, a full-on activism, agenda peddling propaganda thing that hates men, you know, puts women on pedestals, thinks that men are garbage. They did that for like 7 years or 6 or 7 years. And now when they know they have no other choice, they went and they brought back those people. So how enthusiastic can I be?
I mean, like, I tuned out of the MCU. Well, I would say after Endgame, but I did try WandaVision. WandaVision was my checkout point, right? But at the same time, if I'm going to check out of the stuff that's really not worth my time, I do want to support good things if we ever get good things. So I say with Star Wars, if they ever acknowledge the expanded universe as canon and they respect it, I think I should actually open my wallet to that. Now, do I expect them, even if they were to acknowledge it as canon, do I expect that to be any good? No, I
No.
don't. But if it turns out that they actually do a good job with that, I want to acknowledge the fact that they acknowledged that, right? So, I mean, I don't expect Doomsday to be any good, but I'm at least aware of the fact that they're trying to sort of promote the idea that they're going back to Endgame and continuing a new story from that point in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
There's an opportunity for them to stick this landing and to create something that's actually
if they're actually going to do what it seems like they're wanting to do, which is essentially retcon away everything they've done since Endgame.
Exactly.
Just
And if they do that,
just wipe the slate clean. And if they can do that, and then at the same time, if they can turn their backs on the writing and all of the agenda peddling garbage that they've done in these last two phases, if they can do that, they've got a chance. I don't think they can.
I don't expect them to, but if they actually were to create a compelling movie that just walks away from all of that and continues the story in a quality direction, that could convince me to go to the theater.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't really gone to the theater since Endgame.
Yeah. I'm looking back at the movies that have come out since Endgame, because frankly, many of them are forgettable. I'm looking back at the list and I'm thinking, I've only seen 2 of these films more than once. And that would be Spider-Man Far From Home and Spider-Man No Way Home. It's the only ones I've seen more than one time.
I
The
only
rest
saw
of them
six.
I watched once and never bothered, never cared to ever spend time with it again. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, the Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever. Like, no. Even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I really do enjoy the first two Guardians films. The third one, I watched it once and said, yeah, I'm good.
It wasn't the end of the world. It was better than a lot of the other movies you
Yeah.
mentioned, but I still didn't watch again. You're right. The only movie that I saw twice out of all the movies you mentioned was only Spider-Man: No Way Home. That's the only one. It did have like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, and it had
Yeah.
like Willem Dafoe. It had Alfred Molina. There was enough going on in this movie that I'm like, okay, I'll watch this one more time. And I actually did. I saw it in the theater. Then I saw it, at home again. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, I didn't watch twice.
Nope. Didn't see that twice. Didn't see Quantumania twice or Brave New World, Thunderbolts this last year. None of these. It definitely didn't watch Eternals twice. I was lucky to make it through alive once. I wasn't going to take my chances on a second viewing. Shang-Chi was just dull, and I couldn't care for it. It was a stupid story. Yeah, Black Widow. Oh, good grief, awful, just awful. So yeah, no rewatchability whatsoever in any of the stuff that's been done in these last two phases. If they can, some sort of, in some way sort of erase those films in the continuity, and now there's going to be some new continuity. They're going to be bringing back the actors, putting things back to the way they were at the end of Endgame, and
Sounds crappy, all of it.
rethinking some of the characters the actors that retired, characters that they disappeared at the end. Yeah, I mean, am I probably going to see it in the theater? Probably. I'm going to see it in the theater for one reason, and that's because I'm going to come on here and talk about it with you, or I've talked about it with Brown, and talk about it with other people like that. That's the only reason I'm going to see it, so that we can chat about it. I excited about it? No. I'm not excited about it at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not excited either. I'll watch it just like I watched all those other movies, and I review them and do whatever. I'm definitely going to watch the movie. And listen, it's not that I walk into a movie theater wanting it to be bad. If I walk into Avengers Doomsday and it's good, I mean, I'll admit that if I enjoyed it, I'll admit that I enjoyed it. I didn't walk into Spider-Man No Way Home not wanting to like it. Even Deadpool and Wolverine, I didn't walk in wanting to not like it, and I didn't hate it. It's not the greatest. It's just it was kind of fun at that moment, but didn't really make me want to watch it beyond it. I didn't think it was as good as the first two Deadpool movies. I thought it was fine for whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, even there's some Marvel movies that I went to see that if I didn't completely hate them, I told you. Like Captain America Brave New World was terrible, but I told you the Thunderbolts, while I didn't think it was a great movie, I didn't completely hate it. It was a forgettable movie. I
Yeah.
wasn't going to watch it again, but I didn't completely hate it.
Yeah, for all its faults, it wasn't a terrible film. It did have a lot of issues, but it had some enjoyable bits. It had some fun performances. It had an all right story. Yeah, I mean, compared to some of the other filth that we've gotten over the last few years from the MCU, compared to Brave New World or compared to the Marvels, I mean, Thunderbolts is practically a masterpiece in comparison. So, I mean, Quantumania, Thunderbolts.
Yeah, no, Quantumania
Yeah, I'm
was
gonna
terrible.
take Thunderbolts any day. Right?
Yeah, the thing is that I think that with Thunderbolts, I had so little expectation that the fact that it wasn't a complete disaster, I was like, okay, well, this is okay. That's kind of how I felt about it. But somehow I had, like I said, with Fantastic Four, I walked in expecting that perhaps they'll do something good with it because Fantastic Four, is characters that I care about more, and I really wanted something good. And you're the one that told me to watch the original Fantastic Four, the one that was never released, the Roger Corman or whatever what was.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that the Roger Corman one had more heart than the one that I saw with Pedro Pascal.
It really does.
At least the people that played the roles in the one that you told me to watch, I felt like the actors and the people there were really excited to be in those roles, and there was a little bit of fun that they seemed to be
Yeah.
having.
They were really trying to capture the comic book sort of ridiculousness of it, and it's just funny because this was a movie that was made on a shoestring budget and was never actually intended to be released. It was just made so that somebody could hold on to the rights. And when you look back at it, you're like, wow, they actually cared about like trying to make a comic accurate Doom, and they cared about trying to build the relationships between these characters. And yeah, the CG is terrible, and the plot's not the best, but yeah, it's got a lot of heart, and it's charming in a way, right?
More charm than what we got from the Pedro Pascal one.
Yeah.
It was so boring. I really was
Yeah.
so bored with the latest one. It felt so uninspired and boring.
Well,
the
and
latest one.
genuinely, like Pedro was just the wrong choice for that character. Just absolutely wrong. They had no chemistry on screen. I don't know what these people are saying that they think that him and Vanessa Kirby had this chemistry together.
I think
I
they're
don't
both
get it.
weirdos, and they don't look weirdo together well. You know, they're
Yeah,
both
yeah.
weirdos
But
separately,
then
and no.
yeah, but then I mean, genuinely, the first maybe act of the movie, I was all right with it. I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. I thought that the way that they introduced the characters worked. I thought that the play between the different characters was working okay. I was like, all right, let's see where they go with this. And then once they leave the planet, head off to visit Galactus, or really once the female Silver Surfer shows up, everything just sort of dies. It just falls apart.
That was the point for me, because I had to watch it for homework, to
Yep.
talk about it on stream, and right about the point where they met Galactus.
Yeah,
that's where I started kind of hitting the fast forward button, like skip ahead 5 seconds, skip ahead,
Yep.
skip ahead.
They head off planet, and then they get into the escape the Death Star.
And there's this whole sequence where they're like
scene.
they're building these structures or whatever it was, and I thought that was completely wasted.
Yeah.
It's like they
Yeah.
they got the whole world together to build these structures. I can't even remember what it was for now. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh no. So
memorable.
they were building a giant teleporter, and somehow they believed that they were going to teleport the Earth to some other place in
Right.
the cosmos, other in the galaxy, whatever. And apparently, Reed was going to be able to transport the entire Earth to another solar system where he would place the planet perfectly in the right habitable zone around a star, so that Earth didn't, just collapse and die within a few days. He had all of that worked out, apparently, and then somehow moving it across the galaxy was going to keep Galactus from finding them, which I never quite understood either.
It all amounted to nothing.
Yeah.
It made no impact on the movie whatsoever.
I'm going to tell you something. When I was in the theater, there was a point in the movie that I became really tired, and that's never a good sign. When I'm in a movie and I'm on one of those reclining chairs and I really feel like going to sleep, especially in like a Fantastic Four movie, they're doing something wrong. And they were on that spaceship and they were going to go to talk to Galactus. I was struggling to stay awake. I will say that somehow when they got to talking to Galactus, I at least it helped bring me back into the movie. But then I think they come back to Earth, and Pedro Pascal's his Reed Richards does the stupidest thing that he's like, hey, he asked for my son and I wouldn't give it to him, so now he's going to destroy the Earth. See you later. Like that he has the press conference. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he arrives, there's like a press conference. He's like, hey guys, so we wanted to talk to Galactus. He wanted our son. We wouldn't give it to him, so now he's going to destroy you all. Bye. And I'm like, you are not the smartest man alive.
No.
You are not the smartest man alive. The smartest man alive would come back and say, hey guys, weren't able to to defeat him. I think it's a real threat now, and we all have to be prepared. That's it. That's all you have to say. Now, just go.
Yeah. You don't have to tell them that he demanded you give up your child. You don't have to tell them any of that. You just say, we tried to negotiate with him. We couldn't. We don't know what to do. We have to come back and think about what we're going to do next to try and save the planet. But he's coming, and everyone needs to be prepared. And you don't have to say, "Oh, he demanded we give him our kid," and everyone goes, "Well, then give him your damn kid. What the hell's the problem?"
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, totally. And that proved that he's not a smart guy.
No.
By the way, the real head case says keep being LOLOL. I guess he's saying that he's enjoying what we do and it's funny. Hopefully, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where were we? What else did we have? Let me see. Oh,
You mentioned something about Landman.
Landman. Before we go to Landman, I just
yeah.
want to say something. CC Karaoke, thank you very much for joining us. I always enjoy seeing you here, and for a long time we've been talking about you making a guest appearance, and it's
Yeah.
great to see you here.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm not always home with my gear and in front of my computer, but I am right now. So I made the time to hop in. And if I'm not here, I'm usually in the chat, whether or not I'm actually messaging. I lurk a lot. So thank you again.
Glad to have you, CC.
I gotta head to bed.
All right, I'll see you later, CC.
All right, take care.
Take care,
Take care.
CC. I think, is he still around? Is this Phobos still around? I think he
Oh yeah, he's definitely been keeping up with Landman. I have not.
That's
So,
why I
yeah,
wanted to ask, because
if Ista's still hanging around with us, he's welcome.
Phobos, are you around? If we're doing a Landman conversation
Oh yeah, he's still in the chat over on YouTube. So yeah.
on YouTube?
Yeah.
Wait, Phobos, if you can hear me, and hopefully you've watched some Landman. I want to talk for a few minutes about why I think this show isn't doing well. Have you been keeping up with it, Professor?
I have not. No, I still haven't even finished the first season. So yeah, I was watching through the first season a bit, and then my subscription to Paramount Plus lapsed, and I just haven't picked it back up. I frankly haven't had the time to watch it. So
It's okay. Phobos, check your DMs if you want to. I'm going to talk a few minutes about Landman. If you want to hang out and talk about a little bit. I just sent you a DM, Mr. Phobos, so if you're ready, you can join us for the official Landman conversation.
The discussion of Landman.
Landman. Let's see. I wonder
while we wait on him, I had one other thing. Of course, bobbing back to politics for just a moment, but I wondered if you had seen this earlier this evening. That 4 articles of impeachment have been filed by the Minnesota House against Tim Walz. So, actual, this is not we're going to do it. No, it's done. They've filed this. It's been sent, and they're going to have to look at this together in the Minnesota House. So, four different
they're probably only Republicans
specific
though,
things,
right?
yes, but there's a lot of people even on other sides that now are starting to get in line with these issues behind the fraud, because they don't want to be the next ones to be accused of being part of this. So the 4 different counts had to do with allowing the fraud, despite having been warned about it by others in the government, engaging in cover-ups, including firing people who were whistleblowing on the issues, allowing agencies to continue without further safeguards. So having been warned and told that there were issues and there were things going on that needed to be investigated, didn't do anything about it, and then allowing any safeguards to be ignored, and failed to ensure agencies were complying with anti-fraud programs. So failing to make sure that all of the different checks and balances, all of the auditing and stuff that was supposed to be in place what was actually being handled in an appropriate way. So, yeah, this is out there. And so now we're going to see what happens in Minnesota with their attempt to impeach
It's
Tim
probably
Walz.
not going to lead to anything, but it's still, better than nothing, I guess, putting pressure on him.
Yep.
Another thing that I noticed is that they were trying to pin something on Jerome Powell. I don't know how much it's going to help them with that.
I don't know with all of that
Seems kind of
stuff.
far-fetched, that one, yeah.
I'm kind of tired of his constantly going after Powell. I know he's not the friendliest guy to the administration, but
I mean,
it
he's
seems
already
like
going to be
it's
out of here. He's going to be out of
yeah,
here
I know
soon anyway,
exactly.
so
It's not going to be that much longer before he's going to be out anyway. So
don't get me wrong. I
yeah.
think from day one, even before he did anything, I told you that I'm not fond of the guy. I told you that I was very early to say that I'm not fond of this guy. He's always seemed very slippery to me, and he seems that way now. And that's why I don't think much of him. But at the same time, if he's leaving in a few months, I don't know what all this stuff that they're trying to do with him is going to help. He seems stubborn. He doesn't do what he's not doing anything with the interest rates anyways. I guess they're just annoying him, but he doesn't seem to be phased by it. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Ista? It doesn't seem to be
Hey,
working, whatever they're trying with him. But what I did want to talk about is Landman.
Oh yeah, I'm caught up and kind of come around a little bit. I think I figured out what was bothering me.
So I'll tell you this, and it's funny because today I read an article somewhere that just confirmed everything I thought about this show. The first season of Landman was something that Taylor Sheridan, the creator and head writer, he sat and you could tell he invested real time and effort into building the show and what he thought, would be cool and writing the scripts and all this stuff. The show became a hit, I think, bigger than even Paramount thought it would be. It was surprising to them just how much of a hit it was. Although it shouldn't be that surprising, but you never know. I mean, Yellowstone, you think it's lightning in a bottle, whatever. You don't think he's going to do another one that'll do so well. It did really, really well for them. And I feel like usually he takes 2 years between seasons, but they told him, nope, you're going to do another one. And 1 year from today, there's going to be a new season, less than a year. He had to quickly, while they were already airing it, start writing new episodes, then filming them, and they had to be released less than a year later. Within 10 months, there was another season. And I feel like we've been seeing the dip in quality. From the beginning of the season, you could tell that these are very hastily written scripts. He's overextended himself. And that's why a lot of times when you don't have a good screenplay, you start relying on drama, on soapy crap. Feelings, things like that.
Yeah.
And this show, it's so unfortunate because I really enjoyed the first season, but this second season has been, in my opinion, kind of a disaster. How do you feel, Ista?
Okay, let me ask you a question first, because I think I gave you a shout out on Admiral Teague earlier. Remember when season 1 came out and you said you disagreed with something that happened at the end? Were you talking about Monty dying?
Yes, I thought
Yeah.
that was a bad idea. Not only that, I'll tell you what, throughout the season, there's one thing that really annoyed me. I felt that the show had potential to be something great. You have John Hamm, who's perfectly cast as the slippery executive. You have Billy Bob Thornton, who's perfectly cast as the landman guy, running things out on the field. The two of them together, between John Hamm being a slippery executive and him being out in the field, there was something really cool that could have been done here. And I think that should have been the heart of the show. Instead, they made John Hamm almost like a minor secondary character that barely gets to do anything. And at the end, they just killed him off pretty unceremoniously, leaving it in a situation that I was never happy with to begin with. And it's not like this season justified that decision in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion.
No, do you know why they killed him though? I thought it was, so they could move Demi Moore front and center, the woman. No, they actually couldn't afford him on the budget. They weren't willing to pay.
Well,
what Hamm
think
was asking.
I think it's a double situation. What happened was that he already wanted to do some show with Apple, Apple Plus or whatever, that gave him some show that he's working on that he did one season of, something like Other People's Money, or I don't know what it's called. So you have that thing, and then I hear an echo. Do I hear an echo because of me or because of you?
Yeah, I was hearing it too. Do you still hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay, yeah.
It was you. In any
I
case,
think it was me.
oh, okay. Two or two.
Yeah.
In any case, so what happened is that he had to do another show for Apple, and I feel like two things. One, they didn't have the budget to really bring a name actor, and the other thing is that he just needed some kind of bridge between this project and another project he was doing, so he was willing to come on board. They have another name in the mix, and he kind of has a limited role where he doesn't appear very often. And I guess this setup was like maybe good for everybody. Unfortunately, he went off and did his other show, and yeah, they got left with a situation where they had a very underused actor and character. Part of is what you're probably saying is true also. In any case, I don't think that they did anything this season to fix whatever was going on.
Yeah, no. So I loved Demi Moore's performance, and I loved some of her scenes, but I don't think her character works in the same way. So when you don't have Billy Bob on screen chewing up the scenery, you are wasting time. Like that is your secret sauce. And we lost a lot of Billy Bob when we lost Monty. Plus, you had 4 different stories going on in season 1, but they were interwoven, they were all connected, and they would weave in and out of each other. This season, there are like 4 independent stories. You could remove one, it wouldn't change a damn thing about the others. You could add more, it wouldn't change anything. They are completely separate narratives that really don't have anything to do with each other. And you're right, it's a lot of filler, it's a lot of Ali Larder just fucking going on a meltdown for no reason whatsoever. Now, I'm still enjoying it more than other shows, but it's such a significant drop in quality from the first season. I can tell because whenever I watched season 1, as soon as the episode ended, I would start it again and watch it twice in a row. I couldn't help myself. I'm not doing that this season. I'm trying and I want to, but I just turn it off, go do something else. Like, it's definitely not as compelling. And
Jim Noxious says that Demi Moore cannot move her face.
No. Listen, man, she is amazing in that part. She's great, but I don't like the character. I want to see Monty and Billy Bob like going out, and I want to see them.
Well, that's too late at this point.
Wildcatting.
I mean, what they could do now, what they should have done is that they should have done more with Andy Garcia working with Billy Bob. I think that
absolutely. That guy, he's the only thing as good as Billy Bob on screen. He is amazing. And Sam Elliott, I love Sam Elliott, but I feel like he's kind of just his character. I'm a little tired of hearing him whine.
CC Karaoke says Taylor Sheridan is developing a reputation for starting strong and finishing weak. I've thought about this a long time. I think that that's just not what he does. Yellowstone started off well, ended up crappy. Landman. That's why when everybody was enthusiastic, I was very cautious because you know what I think that Taylor Sheridan's biggest mistake is, and this is just my opinion. I think that he doesn't put together a solid writer's room. If you're going to, let's say, launch the show and you bring some writers and you launch that first season and you have some people working under you that are competent, then if you have other shows and you need to take a little bit of a step back, you've already put together a system where the writers are sort of good. If you think of a show like Seinfeld, for example, Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld for like 7 seasons, they put together a whole crew that was working under them, that each one, like, they worked with for a long time. Each one knew all of the ins and outs with what they needed to do. And after the 7th season, when Larry David says, "Hey, I'm leaving," he said he was leaving, but he was able to leave a situation where there's a functioning show that still has a lot of the same writers that worked under him. It still wasn't the same quality once he left, but it was good enough. It wasn't terrible either. They could continue it for a few seasons without him, where it wasn't like a complete disaster, even though I think it's noticeable that he wasn't there. I guess what I'm saying is, if Vince Gilligan has good people around him. He puts together a good writer's room. Taylor Sheridan, it's all about Taylor Sheridan. He doesn't put together anything. He does whatever he does. The first season, maybe he has all the time and energy to put into it. Second season, it all just kind of falls apart.
Yeah, plus doing 5 shows at the same time has to dilute your quality no matter how good you are. I mean, listen, I'm still watching the show. It's still probably my favorite, but it is a significant drop and how it was. There's still some funny moments, and I still get some Billy Bob moments I'm really enjoying. I think the last 2 episodes have been slightly better than
Slightly better. I actually think that, episode 8 was better than episode 9. Episode 8
Agree.
gave me hope that they're already maybe going in a good direction, but then 9
Yeah.
felt, like, unfocused again. I did think it was a bit amusing that the girl had a roommate that had pronouns and was acting like a complete that kind of amused me, I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Oh.
it didn't feel like it was well put together, the episode, like, it was all over the place, and by the end sorry, spoiler, when Demi Moore tells, like, Billy Bob Thornton that he's out, I think that it was really not really built. There was no build up to that moment. It was so just
Yeah.
random and out of left field.
There was only one foreshadowing moment to that when he was talking to Andy Garcia. I think it was episode 3 or 4. You know how I know? So, like, when when Ainsley's talking to the guidance counselor, though, those scenes are priceless to me. She does
Those are funny, yeah.
that SNL. I think what happened. Yeah, episode 8 was definitely much better, and I don't know. I don't know if they're going to turn it around, but look what happened to Tulsa King, 2 good seasons, and then Thonk, Mayor of Kingston. Some people are still liking it. I feel like it's dropped a little bit. We know what happened to Yellowstone. I think you're right. I think when he's rushed and he doesn't have enough time, he's not developing the storylines. This is all just feely stuff, and the stories aren't woven together significantly enough for you to think you're watching a single show. It's like you're watching 3 different dramas all mashed together.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very unfocused. It feels, and I was reading an interview with the guy that plays Cooper, and he's like, "Oh, season 1, we had all scripts in advance. We knew exactly what was going on." He's like, "This season is so different. We just get a script from week to week." He's like, "Sometimes they tell me I'm filming episode 2, then suddenly they're like, 'Well, now you're filming episode 5,' and like the way he described it sounded like complete chaos. Like,
Oh,
rushed,
yeah. Well, when you
and
have all the
hasty.
scripts done for the season, you can go back and tweak stuff and make sure it all flows together. You can't do it if you're writing them week by week.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
if you're just flying by the seat of your pants and your actors don't even know, once you have all the scripts and the actor can prepare for his arc for the season, versus he's like, now you're in this episode, now you're there, now you're here, now you're there's an unfocused feeling, and there's no way to hide these things. I also am telling you, I think that Paramount told him, we need this immediately. Drop everything you're doing, do more of this. Whatever this is, we need more of it now. And listen, I mean, they don't have a lot of hit shows. They really
Yeah.
count on him. They like, if they have a hit show like Landman, which was doing really well, we don't care. You're gonna write all these screenplays in 5 minutes. Do it now.
I think you're right when you called it at the end of last season. They shouldn't have got rid of Monty. Now, if they didn't have a choice, they should have had Andy Garcia replace him rather than Demi Moore. I mean, I think the show can still be salvaged, but it's definitely really unfocused. I did want to say, the part with the roommate, like, how I know that was like well written? Because the roommate is like, oh my God, I'm so irritated. But at the end, I actually felt sorry for her. And if it wasn't written well, if it was just
Right.
was just anti-woke preaching, I wouldn't have cared. But sort of my heart went a little like,
You kind of feel bad for her at the end, yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if we're going to see that character again, or that was it.
I don't know, but I feel like the show is both like going way too slow and going way too fast. Certain things are resolved. Ali Larder walks in there, everything's fixed. I'm like, hang it out a little bit. Let's get some tension. Let's take a while to resolve all these little side plots. Same with
Paulina
Cooper
Chavez
stuff.
is so fine. Is that the lady that plays Cooper's girlfriend?
No, that's Ariana. She's kind of irritating to me, but and when they had to go with the assault
who's
thing,
Paul-
I'm like, oh no, don't go
Ariana,
there.
wait. Who's Ariana?
Or isn't that Cooper's fiance?
That's what I said. I said, isn't that Cooper's fiance? And he said, no, it's Ariana.
No. But I was talking Ali Larder before.
Oh,
But
Ali Larder, yeah.
when they went with the assault in the alley, I'm like, why are we going here? Like,
It was everything was out of left field. First they tell that
exactly.
guy that he's out, then this guy just jumps her in the alley. It was so random. It's like there is no buildup whatsoever. It feels like scattered. I've never seen Taylor Sheridan so scattered
Um,
versus how organized he was in season 1
yeah,
versus like how he's all over the place. He is flying by the seat of his pants. He's writing like 5 seconds before they're filming the scene, he's writing the scene.
it's not only like you, that's what I was trying to explain. It not only comes out of left field, it sort of leaves out of left field too. It's like, wow, we're already done with that. You just sort of like set it up. It's going so fast, but the show itself isn't moving. Man, I want to see more of the Roughnecks. I want to see the oil stuff. I want to,
Right,
I want to see
the old
wildcatting,
stuff.
and I want to see Rebecca, chewing up
Right,
dude
she was this
lawyers in the
badass
courtroom.
lawyer. Yeah, they ruined everybody. They
She's
turned
such
her
a pussy. Oh my god! Like,
now she's all like, "Listen, I don't care that some guy's banging her, but, don't make that her whole character now. Don't forget that she was supposed to be this, like, badass lawyer." They totally ruined that.
yeah.
The thing with Ali Larder is that I don't think she's bad at playing the annoying wife, but I don't need to see so much of the annoying
Oh,
wife.
exactly. Yeah, not nearly. And the
I
thing
need
about Rebecca, like, don't like her whole turnaround was too quick. She should struggle with this. She is a shark. She is a pack of sharks. It's like in one episode, he's like, "You're going to be alone," and then
That's
man,
it, like, she
wait.
crumbles, and now she wants him
Yeah.
to bang her all the time, which,
Although,
like, it's fine, but it's just I don't know, it's just
yeah,
kinda
way too
weird.
fast. But
Also
I do love Billy Bob's speech to her when he's like, "I don't care who you're fucking." Like, that was a good speech. I like that.
Listen, Billy Bob Thornton, whenever he's on screen, does the best he can. He does more than the best, but, like,
Yeah.
first of all, you don't see him enough, and the other thing is that he's really just trying to bring the best out of the material when he has a hard time. Even I didn't fully get why the mullet man, tried to convince Demi Moore that it was good for her to think. Before he's like, "Oh, there isn't much of a chance." Then he's like, "No, there is much of a chance." It's just characters just say and do things that don't make any sense. There's
Yeah,
no logic.
I because the plot needed him to. I felt the same way. He's like, it's almost like, "You can find it for me, can't you?" And he's like, "I'll find it for my woman, and we'll do this." And the odds hadn't fucking changed, Like,
And wait, I have another question for you, Ista. Isn't at the end of season 1, didn't they have a situation where like Cooper helped negotiate this deal that his like fiance girlfriend gets millions of dollars? Wasn't there something like that like she has a ton of money now?
oh,
Why is
they,
she working? Why is
no,
she
they
working at
brought
a
that up.
bartender now?
She won't spend it. She's like, that's the kid's money. She won't touch it.
Oh, this is such fucking nonsense.
Yeah,
The
I
kid's
know.
money.
I know. Like,
The kid is like 1 years old.
you won't
Shut
even
up.
buy diapers and
Like
private
millions
school
of
at a
dollars.
house. Yeah.
If she would have taken half the money and said, "Okay, that's my money, and half I'm putting for the college fund for the kid," I would have said, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, she got like 2.5 million.
Right,
Like,
with
they're
$2.5
rich
million
without
she's putting
Cooper
away for the
striking
kid.
oil.
What a crock of shit, Ista. What a fucking crock of shit. Professor, did you watch any of the new season?
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah, you're still on one, aren't you?
Yeah, I still haven't finished the first one. So.
Yeah.
Did you like the first one? Isn't bad. I feel like we ruined
what
everything.
I've
for you.
seen of the first season, I actually have really enjoyed. Yeah,
It was such a dip in quality. The first season is like very, very decent. The second season is just like falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other thing is the vagaries of the finances. It's not like Monty lost the 400 million. It's just they can't get to it at the moment. But it's making interest. It's investing. It's being profitable. It's not like they're acting like you could lose the whole company. It's like, no, you still have the money. You just have to wait for the investments to turn over and pull out. Like, they're doing a little bit of Hollywood accounting with the oil money, and I don't think oil people, work that way.
The real head case says, "I like how this show makes it okay to have the male gaze." That is something that I don't mind about the show. I don't mind that like it doesn't hate the male gaze and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, I appreciate the scenery, man, because there's a lot of it.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of women here. They obviously look like women. They act like women. That's one thing I can say about the show, that even in season 2, that didn't go away. So if you want to see men, there's men and women and they act like men and women and all that stuff, this is all good. But with all of that being said, Uh, Taylor Sheridan needed a good writer's room. It's sad that every show he's involved in has this kind of dip.
Well,
I hope that Tulsa King can rebound for the next season because it really fell off a cliff last one.
Well, they're going to get their old showrunner back, but doesn't he pretty much write all the episodes? He doesn't like to delegate it to. I thought he was kind of a one-man show at this point.
Who, Taylor or
yeah?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Terrence Winter is a guy who actually is a big deal. And I think that initially when Taylor and Terrence Winter together with Stallone made the first season of Tulsa King, I think that they found some kind of balance to work together. But once it was successful, and this happens a lot seemingly with Taylor Sheridan, maybe his ego started growing big and I don't know what happened. I feel like that kind of pushed Terrence Winter away, making him not really want to be involved. So for the second season, I feel like he wanted to bail, but Stallone convinced him to come back. So he wasn't the producer, but he still helped with writing at least some of the episodes, which is why the second season isn't fantastic, but it's just kind of okay enough. But the third season, he already stepped away completely.
Yeah.
And, that once Terrence Winter left 100%, went from being the top showrunner guy, then to less than that, and then to less than that, well, you can see the dip in quality. Now they're supposedly bringing him back, I guess, as showrunner and head writer in hopes that he fixes this mess. The thing is, I don't know if it's not too late at this point. I mean, there was real damage in Tulsa King season 3.
Yeah, Tyson was my favorite character. Now I'm just hoping he'll get killed. Yeah,
Professor, did you watch Tulsa King season 3?
Oh yes, no, I'm up on Tulsa King. I really enjoyed it. The third season though, it was just like marking time. It was like, okay, we're still making the show. Yeah, remember how last season he got into a new industry and then he had a new bad guy who was angry he was now in the industry, and so they had a rivalry and there was trouble back in New York. Yeah, we're just gonna do that again.
Yeah, it was kind of disastrous. I think
it was just the same. I don't even know if it was a disaster. It was just it was just the same thing over again. There was nothing new. There were some bits and pieces there that were enjoyable. Robert Patrick, a great actor. He was not a great part, but he did well in it. There were some interesting places they took a couple of the characters. The way they just sort of wrote Armand off the show. Yeah. Where's Armand?
So annoying.
What's with Armand? What's happening with Armand? We don't know. He hung himself. Okay.
That really was annoying. They built up that character. They could have given him something to do. Just give him a send off. That's not that.
Did he leave? Did they have to write him out, or did something happen?
I think there was something with him, like he was not coming back to the show.
There's something that happened behind the scenes, because when they interviewed him, he said I'm not going to be there. I'm never going to be there again. So that kind of on that one.
They were leaning on his character and his arc a lot, and it was interesting. I really wanted to see
it's a funny character.
Yeah, they totally pulled the rug out from under the audience there. I hate when that happens.
Tomahawk says it seems like Stallone is trying to do something formulaic that we can enjoy, like Texas Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
He's slowing down a bit too, and you notice that in Tulsa King as well. So
I mean, in both of these shows, but whether it's even Landman or Tulsa King, they're relying on talent that's not 20 years old. I mean, neither Billy Bob Thornton isn't 20 years old. Neither is Stallone even more so. Andy Garcia isn't 20 years old either. It's like the people that they're relying for here are not spring chickens exactly. Caleb Levine says, do you know the Mullet Man? I mean, the Mullet Man is the guy that he has 10%, thinks there's a 10% chance there's going to be oil or whatever.
Oh, I think he's going, do you know the Mullet Man, the Mullet Man, the Mullet Man?
I have no idea what you're saying.
It's the Muffin Man song. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Let me just say about Landman, though. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older and I'm a softie, but I really started to like, and not just because she's half naked. I like the physical therapist, Cheyenne. I like the plot arc that's going on with Sam Elliott.
It's kind of interesting. I won't lie to you. It's kind of interesting, although I'm not really sure where they're taking it, but that actually is one of the better parts. Yeah.
But it's better than sitting there watching complain about everything. And you know what? She's perfect. She's got a rockin' bod, but she definitely has a stripper face. She's not incredibly beautiful.
Right.
The
She's
actress
just
is very charming.
perfect casting. Perfect
Yeah,
casting.
yeah.
Those are one of the better parts of the show. But I think that at this point, we're running towards the end of our program here.
Yeah. Oh, Caleb
And,
says bingo. I got it. The Muffin Man.
Yeah. Professor, do you know who's been here? Do I have names to read or something?
Yeah, let's see here. We've got Rumble names here. Not too many people join us on Rumble this evening, but we're glad to have all of them here.
Just so you know, we actually have a lot of people on Rumble. The only thing is that I think that they're I don't have anything against lurkers; they're fine, but they're just not active in the chat.
Yeah, they're not active in the chat.
It's
Before
fine.
you read that, can I make one comment about the Golden Globes? And if you can't,
sure.
that's fine.
Sure, go ahead.
So I learned because of people I work with, it's the Hollywood Foreign Press Association that does that. There are only 105 members. It started off as 75. And half of those are mistresses of dictators that get sent off to live in hotels in Beverly Hills, away from the dictator's wives don't have them killed and away from all the war and the battle. And they just sit there and allow themselves to be bribed and wined and dined by people shopping around. It is the most corrupt award show by far of all of the things. They've had several lawsuits. You could talk to some Hollywood reporters that really know about the inside. They lost a couple lawsuits. It's changed hands, and right now it's owned by Jay Penske, who owns all of the Hollywood trade magazines and then the parent company of A24. So it's incestuous. The people voting on it are not real journalists, man. They are basically exiles from third world corrupt dictatorships, and it's just a disaster. So if you want a Golden Globe, all you have to do is buy it.
Pretty true.
Yep.
Pretty
so anyway,
true.
just wanted to vent that.
Yeah,
that is probably true.
That's
And
how it goes.
I just want to say that actually on Rumble we had a very nice turnout today. I think that sometimes people watch through an app and they just they watch something that they like to watch and they don't really know how they got there or what they're doing there, but they stuck around. So if you're watching it and you haven't yet signed up for Rumble, you should definitely do that. And you should also follow us so that you'll always know when we're streaming. So that's for Rumble. And we had Elizabeth Quince, Double R Star, Citizen 42, Deeple 101, Dude Bro Seth 420, Cheers, Istophobos, who was also on the YouTube side. And now, Professor, you can tell us about the YouTube people.
Yeah, let's see. Over on YouTube, we had, of course, big supporter, The Dead Man, as well as The Real Head Case. Istophobos was also over there. Tomahawk 511, Mary White, Caleb Levine, Jim Noxious, CC Karaoke, Strugun, Tim Hayes, E. Clay Thomason, Marquez 47, ACC 75, Stephen Mack, Mob 1901, Yo Mofo, Corbin Greiner, Jonathan Conroy, Seal Punk, Snowdub, Lasher, The Tankles, Emily Kressel, Lisa Havadab, Spiegel 1306, Pete Roble, Darth Maylock, Malachi D. Wildman, Bunser, FKHC 2005, Alex Ashgan, Apex Predator, Cult of Clever, Sammy Sung, and Gary Ambrosia. So yeah, we had a lovely group joining us in the chat.
Yeah, what a
over on
mixture
YouTube
of
today.
names. That was some of the best screen names I've heard altogether.
Yeah, and we had a lot of new faces, or not at least not frequent faces, popping into the chat today. So that was nice.
It was very fun, and it was great being here and great hanging out with all of you. And again, thank you, Professor R2, for being here.
Yeah,
thank
no
you,
problem.
thank you, CC Karaoke, for being here, and Istophobos, thank you for hopping on for the Landman conversation.
Oh, cool! My pleasure. Thanks.
And yeah, so I guess if there's nothing else, if you guys want to plug anything, Professor, do you have one of your things that you want to plug?
Oh, Nothing in particular tonight. Let's see. I did earlier today had the opportunity to join Trev Retro on his channel and review talk about Commando, the 1985 action film, and that was an absolute blast. No one else could make it. It was a good thing I had the opportunity. I don't normally I'm not normally available when he's streaming, but got to hop on there today, and everyone else was sick or unavailable, so it was just me and Trev. But that was a lot of fun. Great 90s action flick. So yeah, Trev Retro, you can find his channel, and he does a number of streams during the week, including his Tuesday stream, which is just great movies, where he talks about just great movies.
Yeah, and I'll probably be on Friday Night Shite, which is Trev's show before B-Sides, which joined Adam Gray and company for that. 90% of everyone I know is sick right now. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, tis the season.
Yeah, but it's the season plus, you know.
Yep.
So I guess we're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're done for tonight. So
All right.
thanks for coming, everybody. It was great seeing you all, and I hope everybody will just take care. We'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you, chat. Have a good night.
Bye.